Game was actually, the spectators were saying, it's one of the best games that they have seen here at the U.S. Open. It was really exciting indeed. And here for the toss, we have Ricardo Powell. Powell, of course, being the captain of the Indian Lions. And also we have Rikin Parikh, who is the captain of 22 yards. And who has the coin? Okay, Ricardo, go right ahead. Heads is the call. Comes down tails, Ricardo.
I think we're going to have a ball. The wicket is pretty much consistent throughout. I think we have a pretty strong batting lineup, so we probably look to trace today.
A good pitch so far, holding up well.
Yeah, I must say, I mean, all the games have been pretty much the same, and I think all the teams have batted the way they've batted, and the bowlers, if you're good enough, you can get things out of it. So we're hoping that we can set them back a bit and look to chase it down.
Yeah, thanks a lot and all the best.
Thank you.
Well, you've lost the toss, hopefully not the game.
Yeah, of course. We were looking forward to bat first on the strike. I mean, it's a high-pressure game for us, so, I mean, runs on the board always helps.
And is it difficult to bat second?
I think this pitch has been holding up pretty good, so it's not that big of a difference. But yes, I would like to say that it would deteriorate a little bit, so it might get a little harder for them to bat second.
Well, Powell is saying that he fancies chasing here, and given what has happened over the last few days, the dew has really become a factor. Might be difficult for your bowlers.
It might be, but I mean, this game is starting at 4:30, so I don't think dew is going to be that big of a factor in this game. But we played yesterday night, and we coped up well with the dew. So hopefully our bowlers are they're going to be fine bowling second.
Well, all the best we can.
Thank you.
Well, the news down here is that the Indian Lions, they've won the toss. They've decided to bowl first.
Take it away from you. So come in, Srinivas.
So, welcome here. 22 yards have been sent in by Indian Lions. And it appears, it looks like Santoki. So Krishmar Santoki will start. Abdullah Saeed will be the man on strike. So Abdullah Saeed and Sai Ramesh out in the middle. Krishmar Santoki will start as we get the signal from the umpire. Umpire Neil Jamula, along with Wayne. The umpire is out in the middle. Ivor?
We'll be with you in a minute, umpire. They just need 30 seconds to just input all of the information. Electronic scoring.
And Santoki starts with a dot ball here. Ivor Henry, welcome back as Abdullah Saeed, the man on strike. Sai Ramesh at the other end. So they've sent out Sai Ramesh and certainly Abdullah Saeed. 22 yards take on Indian Lions in the third quarterfinal. Saeed gets a good ball, in-swinging ball here from Krishmar Santoki.
Yes, indeed. Santoki would have delivered for the West Indies at the highest level as well. Still have a lot of gum in him. He runs in hard and bowls those slower deliveries to fool you off the wicket. He's a very clever bowler, left armer.
So Saeed gets a good ball, gets a single paw wheel, threatens the stomp, he misses it. And they go through for one, a scampering single.
Yeah, but the left armers don't miss from there, and we're speaking of none other than Mr. Mohammed. He would have plucked one out from that same position in the last game. So Powell, underarming one, did the right thing, but he's not as young as he used to be, though. But anyway, in the meantime, they're on their way, one for no loss.
So Sai Ramesh comes into strike. He got a first ball in the last game right here. Oh, he's driving well, straight up to the man at cover. Not picking up cleanly, and so he's off the mark. He's off the mark and running. He's on one. And it's 2 for none. We are in the first over being ball here by Santoki. And as you mentioned, Ivor, Santoki, of course, would have played at the highest level, but certainly a bowler that has been looked upon as a T20 specialist.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's a good ball. Abdullah Saeed plays and misses.
There's no rain, there's no pool, there's no river, but he's with his line fishing on dry land.
So Santoki spearheading the attack here, and of course, a couple of left-arm fast bowler here on the Indian Lions side. Elmore Hutchinson is also waiting in the wings. But they've decided to give the ball to Santoki, perhaps. Oh, that's a short ball and pulled away here by Abdullah Saeed. It clears the mid-wicket area. And the first 6 of this match, it comes off the bat of Abdullah Saeed. He goes up to 7.
Yes, 5 good deliveries, and this one was asking to be hit. Instead of having 5.5 ounces on it with the maker's name on it, it had hit me, and it was hit out of the park. We went a long way. The cameraman way down the 100-yard boundary was in a little bit of bother. It was in a spot of bother.
Yes, Ivor, and it just goes to show you that you can't bowl short, no matter who you are and wherever you're bowling. Up until that short ball, he had the batsman still playing and missing, still prodding forward, looking for singles. But the minute he was short, like anything else, the batsman had lots of time in the world, and a big shot here from Abdullah Saeed. He likes to hit the ball and hit it clean, and he did so. So it appears, we'll have to wait and see. This appears to be Calito Lopez, and he himself has played at the Barbados first-class level, and having certainly played junior cricket for the West Indies at one point. So he comes in here, and he will start from the pavilion end of the ground, from the commentary box end, and he will come into both the Sai Ramesh. Ramesh is on one. It's 8 for none. And a chance of a quick run here. They scamper through. Easy run in the end, and so that takes the score up to 9 for no loss. And Ramesh is on 2, Abdullah is on 7.
Yeah, it was a good looking shot. He covered up, but there was hesitation in the running. They thought about it, stopped, and then took off. And in the end, they made good their grounds. But remember, winner stays, losers go home. We're on the lights. They're coming on to be blending in with the sunshine that is fading here at the Central Broward Regional Park.
So here is Lopez. He comes up now to Abdullah Said. Said is flicking down the left side. A couple, as the fielder comes in, have a very errant throw. And the batsman goes through for
Leg by.
a leg by. And that adds 1 to the score. It's 10 for none.
Yes, so they're into double figures, trying to set the target here. They were sent in to bat, had no choice unless they're going to forfeit the game. Ricardo Paul would have called right, and they're trying to make it in tomorrow's game, which will be the semifinals.
So Lopez to Ramesh, and the very shot that Ramesh got out last night. Score remains on 10. Sai Ramesh is on 2. He's a quality batsman.
Well, there's a man behind him, 2 men in the outside of the 30-yard circle, and he was trying to get it into that area of the third man, white third man. I thought that was ill-advised. If you're going to go outside the off-stump cutting, you must cut hard, always.
And Ivor, you look at point. We have been making the point over. Oh, that's a good-looking shot through the offside, up the bat of Sai Ramesh, and it goes away for 4. That's a lovely punch through the offside. He goes up to 6. It's 14 without loss. So Sai Ramesh, he goes up to 6. And Carlitos Lopez, 6 runs in the over so far. A spanking shot through the offside, Ivor.
Yeah, beautiful cricket shot. Although it's 2020, it is still called cricket. And at times you have to bowl beautiful cricket deliveries and you have to play proper cricket shots. That was one of them.
So Lopez runs in again. Ramesh gets a good ball, a good comeback delivery as they would want to refer to it. And the score remains at 14 for none. Sai Ramesh, top quality player, certainly would have made his name and certainly his career popular during the American college cricket time.
Yes, but Lopez, you know, it's much of a Spanish name, but at least you say Barbados.
So he gets a short one as Ramesh, he keeps it down. That completes over number 2. They're 14 without loss, with Saeed on 7. Ramesh is on 6. 2 gone, 14 without loss.
Yes, a very, very good over there. In it, we saw a beautiful struck boundary, and in the end, he just conceded 1 extra run. 5 runs from that. So it's telling us he would have bowled 4 dot balls in that over.
So far in the quarterfinals, we already have 2 semifinalists. One being Stallions, Houston Stallions, earlier on in the day, and not too long ago, U.S. All-Stars. They barely got into the wins column by a very close game against Florida Strikers. As Santoki continues ball, guided away nicely here by Abdullah Saeed. They're settling for 1. As Lopez comes around quite quickly. So 15 for none. So, Ivor, we have 2 semifinalists all decided already. The likes of Houston Stallions and not too long ago, U.S. All-Stars.
Yes,
we're into our 3rd quarterfinal of the day. Indian Lions takes on 22 yards.
Yeah, we must say congratulations to the U.S.
So Santoki. Oh, that's a shot played here by Ramesh. Slices it towards the 3rd man area. Lopez does good to save a boundary, and the batsman across for 1 is 16 without loss.
Yes, so the U.S. All-Stars, they held their nerves, and it, by far, I think, the most exciting match. I'm telling you, I was almost out of breath describing the last delivery. It was like, you know, I don't have a dog in the fight, I don't have a team in the fight, so we just have to call it as we see.
So far, Ivor, we've seen both of the winning teams into the semifinal. From Group 1, the the franchise group. And so we haven't seen any of the so-called smaller teams making it up there. They were both Falcons lost, and also Florida Strikers, they've fallen by the way.
Well, there's some consolation here for those who got into the quarterfinals. I understand they will be financially rewarded, all of the quarterfinalist teams. So at least they would not lose heart.
So Ramesh on strike. Here is Santoki. And he's driving, just checking the shot. Santoki returns quite quickly, keeping the batsman in check and certainly in play.
And he moves like a schoolboy there. I mean, full of energy. I'm telling you, I would have thought that we were playing schoolboy cricket. This guy is bowling. He got to the ball before the other fielders, and in one motion, tried to get a wicket via the run-out route. That's a team's man.
So, Ivor, we were making the point, certainly during the course of this tournament, how important it is for the man at point and certainly backward point. And take a look and see who's there. This one is worked away towards the square leg area. Only a single. And that appears to be Stephen Taylor out there. And the score goes up by 1 to 18 for no loss. Ramesh is on 8. Abdullah is on 9.
Yes, and we were speaking the busy area and a point, and sometimes you have got to get your best fielder right in that point. And I think they would have taken note, and we can see the quickness of the point fielder trying to put pressure on the batsman. It's a busy, busy area.
And the man there is Ricardo Powell, still at his age. He can still inflict some bit of damage as a fielder.
Yes, putting pressure. You see, once you're moving in, the batter would have to just take a look to see how far you are. And by the time you take a look, you're going to be 1 or 2 strides behind. There goes the run out.
So 18 for no loss. 3 overs gone. Saeed is on 9. Ramesh is on 8. And Carlito Lopez will continue. His first over cost him 5. And Santoki has bowled a couple of overs for 12.
So today we've been joined by Brianna Anthony in the scorer's booth, and she would have done duties on the outfield, and we welcome the ladies. We were like a post office here all along. Pure mailbags.
Certainly, certainly Ivor, and the tremendous work done by the peer here of our scorers. She has furnished us with a lot of stats, all the pullouts that we needed. We quickly got it, and she's very professional. Her work is great, and so we want to say thank you to the scoring team. Oh, shot played or attempted here by Sai Ramesh. It doesn't go well at all.
So you might as well tell me if you're her agent, because it seems as if you're in the column where the raise of pay or the finance is coming in. You're asking for a raise of pay. Oh, you seem like you're under a little pressure there. Relax, relax.
So 18 for no loss as we get back to the cricket. Sai Ramesh is on 8. Abdullah Saeed is on 9. And I got to say, the entire team here. Oh, that's a good-looking shot here from Sai Ramesh. He scoops it up and scoops it all the way to a fine leg. We'll wait and see. In fact, it's gone upstairs, and so that's a good-looking shot from Sai Ramesh. He goes up to 14 as 24 without loss.
So we call that the Ramesh scoop. It was not quite like the Dilshan scoop, so it's not the Dil scoop, so it's the Ram scoop.
Ram scoop. I'll go with that.
We'll go with Ram scoop, yes.
So he scoops it up, and a good-looking shot off the bowling of Carlito Lopez. And as we know, Ivor, those shots, you need a little pace, and so far Carlito Lopez has played good into the plan. Oh, he pulls this one through. A short ball, can bowl short on this track here. And it runs away. Another boundary here off the bat of Sai Ramesh. He goes up to 18 and takes the score up to 28 without loss.
See, that's what it is. The fast bowler, they don't like to be hit, and more so to be hit for 6. That ball was bowled with some venom, but the slow track, the batsman was able to go on his back foot and hits it over the infield, the man at short mid-wicket, and down to the boundary for 4.
So Carlito Lopez, a former Barbadian first-class regional player. Oh, flicked away. Ramesh is batting well. Goes up to backward square. There's protection out there. And the score goes up to 29 for no loss. Side is
and
on
it's a
9.
no ball, so it's a no ball. He's guilty of trying for that extra pace. And here comes now the free hit signal. It comes in now, so the fielders can change because the batters would have crossed. So you know the rules. So the skipper now is trying to make some changes in the field. and trying to protect the free hit, but we're still in the power play, so still two men have to be, no more than two men can be outside of the 30-yard circle. But they're leaving the third man in play, but the square leg has been put in place, taken from the long leg position. We'll watch and wait.
So Lopez, here is the free hit, first one of this match. He comes into Abdullah side. Oh, a big swing, swings it, gets an inside edge onto the pads, and they scamper through for one. So no harm done there. Lopez and certainly Indian Lions will be quite happy with the outcome of that free hit.
Yes, moral victory there for the bowler and the fielding team. So let's see if they'll keep all the men in place or they will go back to their original. Yes, they're going to go back. So good thinking there by skipper Powell.
So want to say good afternoon to those in Texas, those in Dallas. You're watching Indian Lions play, as Murph told us a little earlier on, between Punjab Lions and Indian Lions. They're the better Lions. So here is Khalito. Oh, good-looking shot here from Sai Ramesh, just using the pace of the ball and just guiding it vacant third man area. That's a good-looking shot from Sai Ramesh. He goes up to 23. It's 35 for none.
Yeah, too short, too short. Guilty of bowling too short. He's trying to bowl with a vengeance, all because he was smacked for that ram scoop for 6. I think he would have lost his way after that. He started off very, very well, but he has been rattled here.
So 17 in the over so far. You're right on that. In no format of the game, 17 runs and over is good bowling. And so Sai Ramesh on 23 not out. Abdullah Said is on 10.
And he has got to follow the plan of Ricardo Powell. They would have won the toss, and so they have to be containing or taking wickets, not giving away runs.
So 22 yards haven't been sent in here. They've made a rapid start. They're 35 for none with 4 overs gone. So they're going at 8.75 and over. And let's look at some bowling figures here. Santoki 2 for a dozen. And Khalito Lopez 2 for 22.
Yes, he's been coming for, he's been under the gun, and I think Ramesh has taken a liking to him. He has gone to 23 from some 15 deliveries. And Abudallah, he is on 10 from 10.
So bowling change here, it appears to be. So Elmore Hutchinson, he replaces Santoki. And a very quality bowler is Elmore Hutchinson. In fact, a complete cricketer is Elmore.
Yes, and like we said, the scores, they're up on par. Third day of this 4-day encounter. And like I said, I think David just wanted a wingman. I can see that. But this time he got a wing woman, and he's keeping him busy, busy, busy.
Smile on his face. We haven't seen that for a couple of days now. So he's enjoying himself, having functioned at a professional level, certainly. Ramesh is on 23. Abdullah Said is on 10. It's 35 for none. And Elmore Hutchinson, left-arm seamer, gets a ball here. He comes in with a scoring rate at 8.75 as Indian Lions having won the toss, and they've asked 22 yards to bat first. Oh, that's a smashing shot towards the offside. Can't find the gap here, and well blocked up by the man at cover. Score remains at 35 for none.
So that goes into the scorebook, and good comeback there, having scored some 17 from the last over. So
And Ivor, we have seen many possible hat tricks in this tournament. In fact, in the stadium. And speaking of hat trick and Elmore Hutchinson, just a couple of weeks ago, he performed a hat trick in the 2X series up at Musa Stadium. And in fact, in one over, he got 4 wickets, 3 of them being in successive balls. So
hat trick, okay. Well done. So he's a man in form, and he's bowling his left-armers over the wicket.
And speaking of hat trick, I certainly one of the weird hat trick we've seen at the international level is a hat trick that happened with the West Indies and Australia with Marv Hughes. He got the wicket of Curtly Ambrose, last ball of his over. And the first ball of the next over that he bowled, he got Patrick Patterson to close out the West Indies innings. Australia went in and bat for a couple of days. And when they came out back, Marv Hughes was on a hat trick, and his first ball got Gordon Greenwich. So a hat trick that spread across 3 overs in 2 days.
Yes,
So cut
beautiful
away. What?
shot. My word, like a shot from a gun, and you just call it Gordon Greenwich. Did you just look at Gordon Greenwich punching to the offside with a cut shot? My word,
So
that's a good cricketing shot.
That's a lovely shot from Sai Ramesh. We were warned by certainly one of his fans that he's gonna get good tonight. He got a first ball the other night, and we were told, watch for him tonight. He cannot fail 2 nights in a row.
Yes, Books did tell us that. Umpire Books, he said that's the man you have to look out for.
And
He did say that.
that's a smashing shot through the offside. Sai Ramesh goes up to 27, is 40 without loss. And they're scoring at over 8 and over. Here is Hutchinson again. Oh, that's one over the
And again.
offside. Lovely shot for 4. So 4 more off the bat of Sai Ramesh. He goes up to 31. It's 44 without loss.
I'm telling you, some good cricketing shots here, and he's coming after him. Like I said, when an umpire can tell you that he's impressed with a batter, that means he's been looking. And umpire Books is not in this game, so I don't want the listeners to think that he's in this game and favoring the batter. But he told me earlier, the man to look out for in this 22-yard team is Ramesh.
So it appears Indian Lions coming into the quarterfinal, ranked number 3. They're playing the number 6, 22 yards.
Oh.
Ball going down the leg side will be called a wide. And what's our famous take on wide, Ivor? Let me see if you've been paying attention.
Law 25 come into play, and I've been here long enough. I'm a student of the game, and after this over, you're going to tell me how did they come up with the name of a hat trick? Is a trick was in the hat?
That I don't know. We'll leave that for another day. We still have a couple more days here to survive. So.
You're ducking, man. Come on, you have a helmet on, man.
So Sai Ramesh on 31 not out. Oh, he gets a good ball here. One of the better balls we've seen all evening. But no harm done. They're 45 for none.
Yes, that one cut him in half, taken there by the wicket keeper. And like I said, that was a good over there. And Ramesh looking good. And know that Books, wherever he is, looking at this match. He's somewhere on the ground. I'm not going to say where he is. I don't want anybody to come after him. They might very well go and check his pocket and say he has lime and salt in there. He's a lucky man.
So as the batsman, certainly in this tournament, let's look at some of the top 5 leaders so far for runs in the tournament. Brian Gale, 178 runs. The fact is Brian Gale team has been knocked out of the tournament, so no more Brian Gale at least. He is on the top of the heap with 178 runs. Farhat is on 162 runs, and Farhat is playing in this very game. He will bat possibly next. Rizwan Chima, he's on 141 in this tournament, and he's still alive. Rohan Mohite is on 118, and Rohan's team has been knocked out. And not forgetting Negi, 117 runs in this tournament, and he is still alive. So bowling change as we welcome Marv Dillon into the box.
I just stand by to say this. When the big man comes to town, the little boat just have to just move from the dockyard. Ivor Henry's making his way for the big man, Marv Dillon.
So welcome, Marv. Not the kind of start that Indian Lions would want. 22 yards have gotten off to a quick fire start. They're 45 for no loss. 5 overs gone.
Definitely. Like you said, it's not the start that the ideal start, but we understand we all played cricket for a very long time, so we understand how things can go in cricket. You know, you have to plan for everything.
So Ricardo Powell comes into the attack here, and he starts with a dot ball here. We've seen Lopez going for a few, and we saw in the last over here from Elmore Hutchinson, usually a reliable bowler, but he has been picked out, and he has been taken to the boundary a couple of times. So you certainly have to give credit here to Abdullah Saeed and Sai Ramesh. They've gotten 22 yards up to a very good start. There's 46 posted on the board so far.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's not necessarily bad bowling, but more good batting. And we know the surface is more conducive to batting, so it's going to be hard work for the bowlers.
Oh, that's a big shot. Big shot here from Sai Ramesh. In fact, it appears to be, Sai Ramesh, and he picks up another 6 here. It's 52 on the board, Marv.
Yeah, good shot. The ball was in the zone.
Yeah, but I said, they're playing well, and you have to give them credit. But as I said in the first game, we have to bat as well. So
So Sai Ramesh goes up to 37. Abdullah Said is on 12. Got 7 runs in the over so far. And ball stroked away towards the offside. A good start here by 22 yards, having been sent in. And Indian Lions battling 22 yards here. Oh, cut away. Might have not timed it well. Gets a single out to a short third man position. And
was it a chance?
Might have touched the glove of the keeper. So Dinesh rammed in behind the stumps there. And ball guided away here. Can't score. So Merv, it's 53 without loss. A good start here by any means, as 22 yards haven't been sent in.
Yeah, definitely a good start by the batting team.
A good power play there, moving. It's 53 without loss. Normally, pass score in the power play, 45 to 55. So I think they're well into a good power play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the batting team will be happy with the first 6 overs. Ricardo and his men probably wouldn't as much. But I mean, like I said, I keep saying the wicket is very good for batting, and you will expect with better players when you get down to these crunch games with the knockout stage, you will expect, obviously playing better teams. So this is expected. It all depends on the game is 20 overs, the innings is 20 overs, so we'll see how things go for the next 15 overs, 14.
Yes, as Alexander gets that one to pass the outside edge, seems very excited indeed. Sai Ramesh looking to cut him away. Good delivery by the leg spinner there, moving and keeping Ramesh quiet. Ramesh seems to be one of those batsmen who likes to get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple balls, as I'm sure he'll be happy, that will hopefully help him with some confidence, hitting good areas, drawing the batsman forward, and apparently getting some spin.
Chipping down the wicket, that brilliant bit of fielding there. Fielding well to his own bowling. I don't know if back in the day you bent down many times to stop deliveries that were driven to you.
As my good friend RIP Tony Kozio, I remember him describing me one time as the best fast bowling fieldsman he's seen in a long time. So I wouldn't have that for me, Peanut. I was pretty good in the field.
Okay, well, I take that. A delivery that is short and wide and just lifted over point down to the boundary for 4. And the score goes on to 57 now without loss as Ramesh goes on to 42. You were speaking about the pitch. I'll tell you something. It's a very good cricket pitch. We were speaking about how good it is for batting, but what some of the bowlers have shown is that once you bowl well, you have results. You just had Shah, who had 4 wickets in the last game. Our good friend Nevin Stewart last night did work up a bit of pace, would you believe?
Nevin Stewart, huh?
Sent me a message very early this morning, and the message was pace.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. Definitely a talented cricketer, someone that I've always said that if he put in the work, he could play cricket at the highest level. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, and this is Ramesh going straight over long on, and that one I tell you that crashed into the fence. That 6 run, sorry, Abdullah, taller of the 2 batsmen, just standing back and getting the space, freeing their arm, getting under that one, and that's 6 runs. Well, he did mention that, that message he sent to me. At the end of 7 overs, it's 64 without loss, a wonderful start by 22 yards. He sent a message to me this morning, and all it said was pace, and I responded. I responded, from whom? Needless to say where the conversation went.
Well, he's always been an enthusiastic player, full of energy. So maybe I'll look at the recording and I'll be able to respond.
Yes. No, but he did work up a good steamer pace last time, bowling from the far end. And he was actually able, would you believe, to bump out 2 batsmen in the first over.
Well, you have to give the guy credit. You have to give him some credit.
A man with a big heart, Nevin Stewart. You can't stop him.
Definitely.
And he was telling me, after this performance, my stake has rose.
Well, it's good that he's enjoying his performance. I mean, and so you should when you do well. Because as Brian Lara says all the time, cricket is a game where you fail more than you succeed. So when you do succeed, you must enjoy definitely.
Of course, and it just shows goes to show the quality of players that you have at this tournament. As 22 yards now they go on to 65 without loss. Do you know there's a show called 22 Yards in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you know that, Mervyn?
Actually,
There's
I
a
don't.
short delivery that is hiked away down to Deep Square Leg. There's a radio show called 22 Yards, and it's hosted by three good guys.
Would Mr. Omar Khan be involved in that?
No, he's not. He's always short, and if he's involved, it can't be 22 yards. It might be around 15 yards. That show is hosted by the three good guys, I said. And you're asking if Omar Khan is involved in that?
Well, of course, I have to ask. That's the man I know. He's a good man.
He's a good man, and of course, his team did win today. But that show is actually hosted by myself and my two co-hosts, as Ramesh. Luckily for him, he didn't get hold of that. Had he gotten hold of that one, he could have easily taken it straight to the man on the fence there at Long On.
Do you find yourself becoming a fan while in the commentary box? Because I'm having that problem.
It happens,
It happens.
Inevitably it happens. But you're going to go through different phases in the commentary box, but it's a very enjoyable experience. I'm sure now you're seeing things from a different angle. Definitely, you have one of the best seats in the house. I can tell you that.
Well, I suppose the ideal thing is to try and be as neutral and hopefully not offend too much people. But that's me. I'm an honest guy. So if that's what I think, I'll say that's what I think.
No one could be cross with you for that. No one at all. End of the over. Better over there from Ricardo Powell. 69 without loss after 8. That showed 22 yards. It's hosted by myself and I have two co-hosts. One by the name of Philo Wallace. And
someone I know very well. I had a few battles with him back in the day.
Yes, he resides in Trinidad and Tobago now. He's a very close friend of mine. So I brought him on, and you'll be very surprised if I tell you who the other man is.
I'm anticipating.
Justin Gillen's dad, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Oh,
My good friend, Jeffrey.
I would not have guessed, but Jeffrey is. I spent a lot of time with Jeffrey at the Queen's Park Cricket Club, and he's very knowledgeable. He played some cricket at a decent level back in the day. So he has a good idea of the game and what goes into it, being a member of Queen's Park as well. So
would you believe he's the aggressive one amongst the three of us? He's the one who calls for men to go. He calls for this one and that one to go. And
Jeffrey.
When Jeffrey gets upset, he starts to stutter.
Well, I mean, definitely the passion is there for the game. He's always been interested in uplifting not just his son, any of the youngsters. He's always been very helpful. So credit must go to him. But I mean, it depends. And once he doesn't get carried away with that enthusiasm.
Yes, definitely. This is a short delivery, and he has bowled him. It actually skidded on Mervyn. That was a short delivery, and he probably expected that one to come up. It did skid on, and during the course of the day, you have seen those deliveries, some of them skidding on because of that sheen that's still very evident on the pitch. And on that occasion, Abdullah seeing the timber falling behind him for 20.
Well, when you look at Alexander's celebration, I think it's something that he was deliberate. Obviously, he's not the tallest guy, so he might get the ball to skid a little more. I hope I'm not giving away anything.
Yes, definitely. So it's 70 for 1. We're in over number 9, 22 yards. Actually, they were sent in to bat by Ricardo Powell, and Powell was saying that they prefer to chase. They've done it successfully before, and they are looking to do it again. So the new batsman to join Ramesh is Karka, and let's see what he brings to the pitch. Looking to pull it back now, and the Lions, very experienced men in the ranks of the Lions set up, and I don't think they'll panic at all at this point in time.
I don't think panicking is something you want to do in most things, especially in a cricket game. Like you said, we have a lot of experienced players out there. Ramdin, along with Ricardo, who's done very well at these leagues in the US, has a few trophies himself. Dinesh Ramdin, who I consider to be one of the better cricket brains around the game these days. I've known him for quite a while, and he definitely has a good idea of the game. Some reminds me of Mr. Lara, actually. So I know they will hold things together, and they understand that the game is up and down, and they won the first period, and it's up for us to pull it back now.
Good running between the sticks this time. Loud appeal there, but I think Katka is home. Ramesh gets another run. The score moves on now to 73, is it? 72?
The funny thing, and which is always a close thing for me, Vinod, Alexander, who's bowling at the moment, he only got in the team because Danza Hyatt has a bad shoulder. And this always reminds me of my situation on my first test match.
Well, he has struck again, Mervyn, not to cut you across. He has struck again, and Alexander is making sure that he remains in the setup. There was Kadka looking to drive him over mid-off. It was a stinging catch taken there by the fieldsman.
That would have been Sunny. A great catch by Sunny.
Sunny Patel.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's 72 for 2 now, and the Lions are roaring back.
Well, there we go. We talk about not panicking and just holding, because the game, that's how the game is sometimes. You would win a session, you would win an over, you would win 5 overs, and then you would lose a couple. So the idea is not to panic, to always just keep pressing and believing in yourself. And we're seeing that, 2 good wickets from Alexander, and credit.
Because of the wear and tear of the pitches.
Yep.
And he may well have a reason to be included.
Well, he has 2 for 13 thus far. 2 for 14. So wickets will always help. I mean, they were scoring pretty quickly, and once you keep taking wickets, you're always going to curb the scoring. So credit given to him, I'm sure. Good bowling change by Powell again. Credit to the skipper.
Well, I think Powell would have realized that, with the frenetic start that 22 yards had, he needed to bring the bowlers on who will take pace off the ball. It's always difficult to score, or at least harder to score against men taking the pace off the ball. At the end of the over number 9, 22 yards, there's 72 for 2. You were speaking about your very lucky break getting into the West Indies setup at the point in time.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually playing a local game for my old club, Mosai Sports, back in the day, when I got a call that I needed to join the camp at the Hilton Trinidad. This is me assuming I was just going to be bowling in the nets. Fortunately, I still remember that, as if it was yesterday, making my test debut in front of a home crowd.
Yes.
That was an amazing feeling and something that I would never forget.
Yes, I remember that quite well. I actually covered that match.
The new batter, Sean Findlay, a good friend of mine. We're not too much friends until probably like 9 o'clock tonight. We're not friends anymore. But very good player, very talented young man. I say young because I still believe he has a lot of cricket left in him.
Yes, Merv would have had a good tournament in the 2X Texas series. In fact, a series in which he got man of the match, got 100 in a format, a T20 game, but played in 2 innings. 73 for 2. He's yet to get off the mark. He's only faced a couple of balls, and he will do so now, so he's on his way. And, of course, Merv, Sean Finley would have played 9-1 international between 2008 and 2009, so some bit of international experience.
Well, we seem to have a lot of people who have had brief stints at the West Indies level. A lot of talent coming in, and for some reason they don't survive the tumultuous situation that we have in West Indies cricket right now. Something that I hope to see taken care of in the near future. Like I said, he's a young man, and hopefully that especially the young guys coming in, that they come into a better environment. I think that is very important because the talent is there. There's no question. There's so much talent around West Indies cricket. When you look at some of the leading players around the world in T20 cricket, it's absolutely amazing. If we get the best players on the field, I think we will continue to win tournaments and win trophies.
So that brings up the 50 here for Sai Ramesh. It's 75 for 2. So another 50 made in the stadium here. And so Sai Ramesh has batted well. As Ricardo Powell with final ball in the over. Ball worked into the onside by Sean Finley. And that completes over number 10 is 76 for 2. So Camillus Alexander will continue, and Camillus, not too sure. Merv, you may know he would have played for the Windward Islands at some point.
Yes, definitely. And it's funny, you look at him, he's bowling a few googlies now. You see what confidence, what wickets can do. Definitely, he's feeling a lot better, and you can see he's walking back with a lot of bounce in his step. So hopefully he can give his captain a very good spell to help change the game in this inning so far.
So Alexander would have played at the West Indies junior level, and then later on would have played for the Windward Islands senior team in regional cricket in the Caribbean. A handful of right-arm leg spinner to have come out from the Windward Islands. I remember Raw Lewis being another one.
A very good friend of mine, Mr. Lewis. We played a few games very early in my career in South Africa. One of the guys that really spun the ball, tremendous.
So Sean Finley gets out. A ball played towards the cover area. And a little bit of fumble there, but Sean Finley is gone. 76 for 3 Marv.
And it's Alexander and Sonny yet again.
Yep. So Alexander bowling 3 for 14 now. He picks up his third wicket. In fact, he's responsible for all 3 dismissal. And so Camillus Alexander on a roll here. He's bowling at 3 wickets for 14 runs. Good bowling.
And the funny thing, as I was saying to Vina just now, Mr. Alexander is only in because of an injury to Danza Hyatt. So, everything happens for a reason, right?
So Farhat comes out to the middle. The brother of Imran Farhat, who would played at the Pakistan international level, and he's among the runs in this tournament. Farhat, he batted extremely well last night, got 79 when his team was struggling at 4 for 7. And of course, Merv, if your team is struggling at 4 for 7, you can imagine if you're batting at number 5, you barely had time to really think about batting, much less putting on the gear.
Hopefully, he didn't get time out.
So he comes in here at...
He's done extremely well so far, and I'm sure he will be quite happy.
So Farhat, if he makes 17 runs here today, it will be quite significant, Merv, because he is 16 or 17 runs behind the man who leads the runs in this series, and that is Brian Gale.
Well, with that shot, first ball, you can tell he's seen the ball as big as a football.
So he's left off from last night. He got 69 last night, and like anything else, he may certainly relish the track to come good tonight again. And like anything else tonight, perhaps the most important night of the tournament for them, because after tonight, if you lose, there's no future for you in this series.
Well, he's definitely full in his boots. Definitely, you hear batters talk about that all the time. When you're scoring runs, make sure you score a lot, because there are times that you're not going to score and not be able to score any. So the young man, like I said, that first ball and the shot that he played, clearly he's very confident, feeling very well at this time.
So Sai Ramesh on 50 not out. He has certainly subsided a bit here, Ramesh, flowing for the first 30 runs, and certainly has had to bat well. Of course, the fall of 3 wickets does affect your flow, and certainly we've seen it played a part here as Sai Ramesh bats on an even 50. So 11 overs gone, Murph, 77 for 3. Not a bad score.
No. Definitely. I mean, obviously, like you said, losing wickets obviously will curb the scoring. And I think he's doing the smart thing, which is trying to get a partnership, trying to turn over the strike, and get used to each other. And hopefully they can. Well, not hopefully on my part, but I understand what they would be looking to do at this point, which is much needed, because that's something you talk about when it comes to batting. Partnerships is so important into posting a good score.
So 22 yards, tackling Indian Lions. Indian Lions from the Texas area. Dallas?
Actually, Memphis. I am from Dallas. I'm not the owner. I'm pretty close to him, but he's from Memphis.
So if you're listening from Memphis or you're listening out west, we want to say a special good afternoon to you. I hope you're enjoying the feed. You got your boy here, Marv Dillon, in the box. Very experienced, having played at the international level for some time. As we see a bowling change here, a 77 for 3. Farhat will be the man on strike. And Sunny Patel has been given the ball. He bowled well the other night.
Yeah, very, very sensible bowler. When you look at him, he seems to be always thinking, which is good. Always good for a spin bowler.
So I'll put my support staff on some work here, Merv. They've done well. Starts with a wide ball going down the leg side. I'll put my support staff, David and Brianna, on a spot here. 22 yards. We're playing 22 yards. 22 yards is playing Indian line. Convert for me what 22 yards in terms of inches. 22 yards. Tell me how many inches in 22 yards.
Oh, my God.
78 for 3, 54 balls remaining. And Farhat, the man on strike, if he gets 60. Oh, that's a shot. Play it to the man at back of square. He puts it down. It appears to be Elmore Hutchison, is it?
Yes, it seems to be Elmore.
He got both hands to it. Was always going to be a tough chance, Merv.
Yeah, definitely a tough chance for the big man. I look at it in the positive way. He stopped 4 runs.
So we get our answer from the crew, 796 inches. 792 inches, so 22 yards. If ever you want to call them another name, Marv, go right ahead and call them 792 inches.
22 yards, a.k.a.?
Or 66 feet. So ball cut away nicely. That's a good-looking shot here from Sai Ramesh. Man is giving chase. It appears to be Santoki. And whether or not he pulls it back, in fact, the signal comes from the umpire and it goes away for 4, 83 for 3.
Yeah, they're just starting to settle in here. I'm sure Ricardo and his men will be looking to break this partnership, but they seem to be lifting their, looking to score a little quicker now. They would know the wicket and how good it is. I'm sure they'll be looking at our batting lineup and trying to post as large a total as possible.
He's gone. He's gone. Not with Ramdin. In fact, wide is the call, but he's still out. So stump off a wide ball. It adds 1 to the scorecard, but you're still out. And that's one of the complex rule of getting out to a wide ball, Merv.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. Definitely, I think it's a very important wicket. It's Ramesh. He's played really well. So to get him now obviously puts us in a very good position. And like I said, I'm not sure in terms of what they have left on the bench. But he has played well, and congrats must go to him.
So the score is 84 for 4 as we see a new batsman walks into the middle. So Japin Patel. He batted well last night with Farhat. Farhat is on 2. Here today he has gone up to 141. Rohan Mohite, 118 runs. His team is knocked out, so he's gone. And Negi, still alive, 117 runs in this tournament. As we see Sunny Patel starts, and the ball outside the off stump, and Japan Patel doesn't play. It's 84 for 4, 51 balls remaining, Merv. And if you look at the projected score of 142, what do you think with 142 posted here for Lions?
We'll accept that. I think a pass score on this wicket.
Another wicket falls. Japan Patel has been given out leg before wicket, and it's 84 for 5, Merv.
This leg spinners seem to be doing the trick for this the captain, and you have to give them credit. Wickets always help in these situations.
So a couple of quick strikes here. In fact, a couple of strikes in this over. And Sunny Patel, we've seen him the other night, and we were talking earlier about big names and international players and players with reputation. Here is a player that perhaps not known by many, Sunny Patel, but he brings in a bit of trouble in this over. A couple of big strikes here from Sunny Patel. And certainly Japin Patel, one of their key batsmen, back in the hut without scoring. So Islam comes out here.
And it's great work from Ricardo and his guys with the start that they had to be back now 84 for 5 after 12. Definitely, they have won the second session, I should say, of the game.
Yes, Murph, they have certainly come back after 10 over and a big shot attempted here across the line. Lopez is giving chase. And we'll wait and see four runs.
It's runs, actually. Huh?
Yep, 4 runs off the bat of Farhat. He goes up to 6 and takes the score up to 88 for 5 with 47 balls remaining.
Very unfortunate day for young Alexander. Probably got on the edge because Mr. Ramdin is normally very efficient behind the stumps.
So surprisingly, Camillus Alexander picked up by the Indian Lions. He plies his trade in the Atlanta region for some years and has been part of the Atlanta Paramveer in an attempted dive here by Lopez. And they'll pick up a couple of runs. Good-looking shot again from Farhat. He goes up to 6. In fact, he goes up to 8 and brings the score up to 90 for 5. And it appears Farhat will have to bat 22 yards out of trouble here tonight again. So they have him working overtime here.
Well, that's the game. If you put a partnership together and you'll be surprised. They probably have lost too many wickets in succession, which is never good. Well fielded by Young Patel.
So Humayun Farhat, that's the name of the man on strike. His brother Imran Farhat would have played at the Pakistan international level. So like anything else, cricket has certainly run in the family. That's a big shot into the night. And it clears Taylor at mid-wicket. And it goes for a U.S. Open maximum off the bat of Farhat. He goes up to 14. It's 96 for 5.
Magnificent shot. That definitely came out the middle. So he's taking his chances. Young Alexander will be hoping to do something different this night.
Farhat is on 14. Merv, when he gets to 16, he will tie with the man with the most runs in the series. And if he makes 17, he will then become the man with the orange cap, as they will do in the IPL. And of course, the yellow cap. Do you watch cycling Tour de France?
Actually, I've seen pieces of it. I haven't watched it in entirety. But I understand what you're saying.
So that completes over number 12, I think it is.
Yes, number 13. Sorry.
So 13 gone, 96 for 5. Ali walking by.
Yes, these Trinis are always in the house.
So 96 for 5, 13 gone. Sonny Patel will continue. Amazing figures in his first over. Seven runs, a couple of wickets. And we'll come into bowl to Islam. Islam is yet to get off the mark. Oh, bowled him. So he takes the off stump out, and Islam goes without scoring. Sonny on a roll. That's his 3rd wicket. Only 7 he has conceded. And what a ball here from Sonny Patel.
Oh, what a ball. What a ball. That definitely a great delivery. Beating all ends up. Great delivery. Great work by Indian Lions to pull the score back and to pick up as many wickets as they have. They're still scoring, but they have definitely pulled it back. And I'm sure they will be extremely happy with where they're at right now.
So another wicket goes down here. Islam is gone. As new batsman walks out to the middle. And we'll have to pick up it appears to be Jesse Singh, is it? So Jesse Singh comes in here. Jasdeep Jesse Singh. And with 41 balls remaining, 22 yards, Morph has certainly lost their way.
Yeah, we'll be extremely happy with what's happening, Indian Lions, sure, because they do have a decent batting lineup. They have some really good players, and thankfully a lot of them are back in the pavilion. So I'm sure Ricardo will be happy with his work so far.
And Marv, hear this little bit of news here concerning Sonny Patel. He's bowling at, he's 3 for 7 right now, 3 wickets for 7 runs. And here is a weird, funny facts. He plays for 22 yards in the Washington Cricket League, so so they seem to not. I can't say they understand his bowling because they're struggling here, but he's playing against his local team in the Washington Cricket League.
And he seems to be enjoying it tremendously. There's a lot of pep in his step at the moment. Clearly, he's been saving some of his tricks.
No mercy at all, and another one. Ramden comes up with a catch. Not out, says the umpire, apparently. And Sunny Patel remains on 3 wicket for 7 runs, but a confident shot from everyone there. Nalo says the umpire.
That would be interesting. Maybe his bat hit the ground. But as we say, umpiring how tough it is. He has the closest view. We're all the way over here. So, but definitely a very confident appeal.
So umpire Wayne being questioned there. And so Sunny Patel has brought his mystery out tonight. And more when he's not taking wicket, he's asking questions.
He's asking questions. A magnificent spell.
So ball guided away, and it goes away for a boundary, and that brings up the 100 here for 22 yards, or 592 inches, whichever one you prefer. Should I give them another quiz and ask them to give me in millimeters?
Yeah, just to keep them awake. Just keep them going, yes.
So 22 yards in millimeters. Let's go. 100 for 6, 38 balls remaining. Sunny Patel, 3 for 11 so far.
That look, I think you're in trouble.
And Jesse Singh, he has gotten off the mark with 4. Good looking shot from Jesse Singh. It eludes the man at slip. And more runs here for Jesse Singh. Perhaps not the intended shot, but quite effective. It gets 4 runs on the scorecard. It's 104 for 6.
Yeah, definitely a chance there. A sharp one at that. But nonetheless, something that should be taken at this level. That would be Taylor. Is it?
It appears to be, yes. In fact, it is. And more of you've got to be impressed here as part of the Indian Lions setup here with the bowling of Sunny Patel. He hasn't been read at all by none of the batsmen, and he has dismissed 3 batsmen that had no clue whatsoever. I can't say there were bad shot selections, but there were balls on the stump. He really confused the hell out of everyone here.
Well, he has certainly made us in the commentary box look a bit bad, because one of the things that we talked about is you probably have to get yourself out on this wicket. But definitely Sonny has mesmerized a couple of the batters thus far and enjoying an amazing spell.
So Santoki will come back for his second spell here, Marv. He's bowled a couple of overs. Let's look at his bowling figure. 2 overs, no made, none for 12. And as we made the point earlier on, when Ivor was here, Santoki is a top player these days, and he seems to be one of the T20 specialists around the world. Much sought after, Santoki.
Definitely. And those, someone like Santoki, what I observe about him, he knows what he can do, and he's very confident in executing all the little tricks that he has up his sleeve. So it's someone that a lot of batsmen around the world, top batsmen around the world, have found very difficult to dispatch. And he continues in that vein. So a young man, like I said, with a lot of confidence, surprisingly not evolved around the West Indies setup anymore. But he has done really, really well in the short time that he's been around, and he must be congratulated.
So Farhat is on 14. 16 will tie him with the leading run scorer of this series. 17 will put him 1 run ahead. As Jasdeep Singh, he's on 8. There's 105 for 6. 35 balls remaining here, Merv. A run a ball will give them 141.
Yeah, we just need to finish well, and we know what can happen in the last few overs. The batters that are there are still very capable guys, despite the top order being taken care of by the Lions, but it's T20 cricket, and we need to finish well, just not to give them any momentum going into the second innings. So
Jesse Singh, he has developed into a useful batsman down the order. Played a couple of good innings for the U.S. not too long ago, a couple of weeks in Division 4, a tournament in which the USA won. And Jesse Singh played a couple of good hand batting lower down the order.
Yeah, he can strike the ball. So we had that's like I said, it's never over. We have to push hard until the last ball is bowled, and hopefully we can restrict them to anything below 150. That would be ideal.
And Merv, certainly we look here at Jesse Singh off strike, but He has had a couple of local centuries, so he's certainly not a rabbit with the bat. And this one is pulled away nicely here by Farhat. He goes up to 19. A short ball from Santoki. Pulled away through the onside. He goes up to 19, and now he becomes the leading run scorer in this series, and he leads by a couple of runs. It's 110 for 6.
Good shot. Not something you see often from Santoki, but I suppose the elements of surprise didn't work on this occasion.
So he finds Lopez, a short third man. They scamper through for a single that brings the equation down to 32 balls remaining. It's 111 for 6. And Jesse Singh is on 9. He comes back into strike with a couple of local hundreds, so he can bat. And Humayun Farhat on 20, brother of Imran Farhat, who would have played international cricket for Pakistan. And Merv, as Indian Lions will look ahead for their batting, who are some of the top order batsmen you'll be looking forward to getting scores tonight?
We have a long batting lineup, I should say. There's young Powell. Obviously, we haven't seen him he hasn't gotten a chance thus far, but we know his capabilities. Lendell Simmons coming out from injury, he had a good innings in the first game that he played. Young Ramdin, Damian Ebanks, which I'm sure a lot of you all don't know a lot about, but a very talented left-hand batter.
Oh, the ball is guided away nicely here by Jasdeep Singh, and it goes away for 4. So Singh goes up to 13. It's 115 for 6. 30 balls remaining here. Merv, too wide outside the off stump.
The batters, we look at the 115 for 6, but the two batters seems to be quite capable. They're very innovative. That took some timing and placement, so you have to give them credit. And as I said, we can't take it for granted. We have to push until the end of the last ball is bowled of the 20th over. And I saw Mr. Sunny will have different ideas. He has been bowling tremendously well. It's been a fantastic spell, 3 for 15 rather, of 2 overs.
Yes, Merv, impressive bowling spell, and in context of T20 cricket, that is brilliant so far. Here he is. And Farhat is going across the line of a delivery pitched outside off stump. Ramdin collects, and the score remains at 115 for 6. 29 balls remaining. A runner ball will push them to what, 144, around that area?
152.
So ball turned into the onside. He rolls over the strike to Jesse Singh, who has played a couple of big shots. He's on 13 of just 8 balls or so.
And not forgetting the spell by Alexander. I think he got 3 for 27.
Yes, Merv, let's look at Alexander's figure here. He's bowled 3 for 27 or 4. You're right on that. And so two right-arm leg spinners have done the trick here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, they have done the trick. Definitely stepped up for their captain based on the start that they had with the faster bowlers.
So ball plundered away here to Lopez. There's always protection out at long off and long on in the 15th or 16th over of any cricket match, Merv, especially one-day games.
Always a high traffic area. That's one of the reasons you see Mr. Bravo and Mr. Pollard. That's where they want to be, and that's a lot of people don't realize it. That they actually want to be in the traffic. So that is, I suppose, that helps with the fact that they have been tremendous in the field in their careers thus far, and known as two of the better fielders around the world.
Yes, we were making the point just the other night that these days at the international level, some of the best catchers and the quick movers are in the international arena these days. They hang out a long off and long on. Bravo, Pollard, Warner, Glenn Maxwell. That's their position.
Definitely some of the best. Even the name will come to me soon.
So 119 for 6, 24 balls remaining. The partnership has pushed up to 23. Very valuable runs here, with Jesse Singh on 15 not out. Farhat is on 22. He continues to bat well. Second night in a row. He got 69 last night and got the Man of the Match award. Maybe I stand corrected on that, but at 60, I think he did. And Jesse Singh is on 15 not out. So good partnership of 23 here. As we see, it appears to be Santoki will finish up here. He's bowled 3 overs for 23. And more of it 119 for 6. 24 balls remaining. It appears that 22 yards could be heading up to 140, 150 here.
Yeah, it's 4 overs to go. Two batters who seem to be fairly okay. They're not no slubs with the bat. If we bowl well, probably 140, 145. And if they get a few, they could probably push on to over 150. For me, you look at the wicket, that will be a pass score. I think anything around 150, 155 is definitely a decent score, and there's always scoreboard pressure. But we, like I said, there are capabilities in the Indian Lions to chase this down, and depending on whatever total they get. But we need to finish well because these things help with momentum. If things don't go too well at the end of the innings, it could filter over into your batting and that kind of thing. So you want to make sure you finish well. We didn't start too well. We played very well in the middle overs. So we'll be looking at finishing well.
So Carlitos Lopez comes into the attack, and as my good friend say, Ivor Henry a little bit earlier on, Carlitos Lopez doesn't look like a cricket name.
Definitely not. It looked like somebody out of a Mexican band. You know, that song's more like that.
Well, you said you said it. So Carlito Lopez, 2 overs, no made, none for 22. So he is gone for 11 and over.
If I remember correctly, there's a movie called Carlitos Way, isn't it?
So Lopez has been given the ball here. He comes in having bowled 2 overs, so 22. He went for a few. With 24 balls remaining, will come into bowl to Jesse Singh. It's 119 for 6. And ball going down the leg side. Caught behind. So Lopez strikes off the very first ball in his second spell. Jesse Singh falls for 15. Dinesh Ramdin, you feel very safe when men like Dinesh Ramdin is handling the glove. Merv, it's 119 for 7.
Definitely a great catch by Ramdin. Like I said, he's normally very efficient. A wicket for young Lopez, which I'm sure will help his confidence, seeing that he didn't start very well. So these things really help. A little bit of luck, strangle down the leg side. I'm sure will help his confidence finishing off his spell.
So Rusty Terron is the man that walks out to the middle. A man who certainly did what you did at the international level, Merv, bowl fast.
Young Rusty, he's a tremendous talent. I saw him play. I think it was for the Talawals. He played and was really well.
So Rusty Terron comes in here. 23 balls remaining. Carlito Lopez will be the bowler, and Lopez, of course, like Camillus Alexander, would have represented the West Indies at the junior level, and then later on Barbados in regional cricket in the Caribbean. Rusty Terron gets off the mark with 1. 22 balls remaining. Indian Lions fighting back here. And more of it, 120 on the board with a projected score of 146. Considering the Indian Lions batting lineup, I think it might be a little less here for 22 yards. It needed maybe a 15 or 20 more, but we'll wait and see. So a slashing shot through the offside of the bat of Farhat, and it goes away for 4. So 4 runs off the bat of Farhat. He goes up to 26. It's 124 for 7.
Yeah, definitely an innovative shot there, giving himself some room on the leg side. Nothing very much wrong with the ball. It was just a good, cricket shot, executed.
So 26 to Farhat. He is now the leading run scorer of this series, the U.S. Open 2016 installment. And Carlito Lopez certainly got a wicket off the first ball, but has now conceded 5 runs in the other 2. Humayun Farhat, the man on strike, he's on 26. He's batted well. And he comes down the track, goes up to mid-off. And that's the end of Farhat's innings. He falls to 26. It's 124 for 8, Marv.
And young Elmore has redeemed himself.
So Marv did see Orlando Baker on the bench. Is it that the Indian Lions team is so strong that Orlando Baker can't make the side anymore?
I think the Indian Lions seem to have an issue with the people from Dallas. Myself and Baker from Dallas. They just don't seem to want to get us in the team.
So Orlando Baker on the bench today. 124 for 8. So the wheels have come off here for 22 yards.
Yes, young Baker, name synonymous with U.S. cricket, has done tremendously well over the years. Still enjoys his cricket, still keeps himself very much in shape, works very hard in the gym.
So Parikh comes out to the middle, Rick and Parikh.
We also have Davian Davidson on the bench as well. Somebody who scores a lot of runs. I play with him in Dallas as well. Very prolific scorer, talented player. Very unfortunate not to have played thus far. But it's always good when you have that strength on the bench. So it shows just the strength in the team. So, like I said, unfortunate that he hasn't been able to play so far. But talent, young Baker, young Davidson, definitely quality players.
Yes, Marv, and you're right on that. In fact, Davian Davison, he's been tipped to be a U.S. national keeper if things work out well. In fact, him along with Mendonca out of New York has been touted as two of the best wicket keepers around. So U.S. cricket and Davison does have a bit of future here. So Dishan Parikh, he comes out. He'll be the man on strike. And Carlito Lopez bowling at 2 for 27. And that's a good ball to start bowling to a new batsman.
Yeah, it's always easier when you have a new batter in. You definitely can get in a few dot balls, and I'm sure that would be the idea. Seem to be having a bit of a limp, but a strong individual, strong-minded, very positive. So let's hope he can finish his spell.
Several years with Westbury. And then, of course, I think he's settling the... Oh, that's out. So Parikh goes without scoring. And another wicket falls here. It's a 124 for 9 as 22 yards certainly falling apart here.
Yes, some good work from Indian Lions. They certainly pulled things back. When you look at the start that they had, and it wasn't the best start. It wasn't probably what they would have looking for ideally. But as I said, they didn't panic and they just kept plugging away. The leg spinners ripped through the top middle order, and now the fast bowlers are finishing off all West Indian days.
Yes, Marvin, if you look at the bowling analysis here, we have seen 9 wickets to have fallen. And don't know why between Lopez, Alexander, and Sonny Patel, they have taken a third of each.
Good stuff, good stuff. I'm sure they'll be happy. More so the captain and the manager of the Indian Lions, the owner of the Indian Lions, Pankaj Patel, he probably be smiling downstairs.
So it's 124 for 9, but like anything else, we'll just have to stick a pin here. 124 is on the board. That we know for sure.
And we spoke about these tricky low scores, you know, with most teams having a problem not knowing how to attack and how to play with these low scores. But I'm confident. Ricardo is at the helm, and he's normally very efficient when it comes to his tactics and what he wants to achieve, and he would let them know definitely how he thinks that they should approach this innings.
Yes, Marv, and not too long ago I mentioned Orlando Baker on the bench, Davidson you mentioned on the bench, and the fact is, even if the other night we saw Ricardo Powell playing in this Indian lineup, and he was slated to bat at 8 or 9.
That's the nature of the man. You know, he knows his capabilities. We all know. But we had a lot of new players in the team, so he wanted everybody to get a hit and have a chance to. And so he stepped back and gave the younger guys and the guys now coming in the team a chance to get some batting. He's played here a number of times, so he understands the pitch and he knows that when it's right, you know, he can step up.
So that could be it. The hand goes up, all out for 124. We will double check with our official score if that's it. 124 all out with 16 balls remaining. More of 22 yards. First of all, a lot of disappointment here. They got off to a good start. They didn't capitalize on a good platform set by Sai Ramesh and Abdullah Saeed. And when you look at the scorecard, they have left 16 balls down in a T20 match. That's a lot of balls.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get bowled out in a T20 game ever. Great work by Indian Lions, especially the 2 spinners and Lopez finishing off at the end. Good stuff, and I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Having said that, and understand that we need to go and bat to get these runs. It's not going to happen just like that. We still have to get them.
So there we have it. 22 yards bowled out by Indian Lions. When Indian Lions, their turn to bat, they'll need 125 from 120 balls. Until then, we'll take a short 10 or 15-minute break, and we'll be back with the news. 22 yards has been bowled out for 124 with 16 balls remaining. Indian Lions will resume batting shortly. So I want to say thank you, Merv, and always welcome here.
Thanks, guys, and hopefully we hear from you soon.
Oh, thanks.
Forget all your worries.
Here the US Open, baby.
Stress or problems you have. We got forget all your worries, whatever happened before, yeah. Whatever stress or problems you have, leave it by the door. Leave it by the door and come inside. Let me pet, let me pet, let me just pet. We petting with no worries, just jump up on somebody, yeah. Let me pet, let me pet, let me just pet. We petting till morning come, tipsy when we drink, we love it. You see when I come out to play, I felt in ways, throwing the stress away, 'cause I don't want no headache now. This is a special line with a bunch of happy people, so I'm up in time because I'm ready to get some trouble, yeah. Hold on somebody
I want you to fix that back. I want that back fixed.
and just give them the work, give them the work, give them the work, just give them the work, give them the best work, why they lie? 'Cause the night love.
On ESPN 3.
From your wake up.
So we are back here. Stephen Taylor will be the man on strike. Jesse Singh has been given the ball. And we would like to welcome Jaskaran Malhotra into the box. Good evening, Jaskaran, as we see Jesse Singh first ball here into Stephen Taylor. Oh, he starts with a wide going down the leg side. A couple of will be added to the scorecard here. So not a good start here from Jesse Singh, Jas. So 123 required from 120 balls. So Sagar Patel is the man on strike. Stephen Taylor and Sagar Patel has come out here. They require 123 from 120 balls. Jesse Singh is the bowler coming from the pavilion end as Indian Lions and 22 yards locked into a battle here. And another wide here from Jesse Singh, this time outside the off stump. So certainly not a good start here from Jesse Singh. He's given up their 3 runs on the board so far, all because of him. And no legal ball here. And Jas, there are 3 runs on the board so far. So welcome to the commentary box. I'm joined here by Jaskaran Malhotra.
Thank you.
And so 122 required from 120 ball. How do you see this game going?
Low-scoring games are always tricky, as you saw our game as well, because, batsmen can get confused sometimes that you just want to throw your bat or, just want to take it easy. But low-scoring games in 2020 are always tricky. But I would, just play a natural game and play according to the ball.
And so far, Jas, what we have seen, we haven't seen any of the teams outside of Group 1 making it to the semi so far. We've seen a domination here by the Group 1 teams.
This.
And here is Jesse Singh to Patel. Patel works his one way up to backward point, and he's off the mark. So he's off the mark and running. And a strong batting lineup here sported by the Indian Lions.
Oh, yes. Indian Lions is a packed side, as you know, they've got so many international players in their side and a couple of U.S. players as well. And, it's good, seeing these U.S. players sharing dressing rooms with all the international names, They get to learn a lot, and you see how the big players behave and how they play. And, that's a big thing for the local guys.
So Jesse Singh turns and runs in again to bowl to Stephen Taylor, teammates. And Taylor is going down the leg side. Ball taken on the pad. Big appeal. Another says umpire Wayne. It's 4 for none. Still 121 to win from 117 balls. And Jas, we saw 22 yards getting off to a very good start by Abdullah and Ramesh, but they certainly didn't build on that.
Yeah, the key on this wicket is I've played 3 games over here. Me and Gajanand open for my side. So when the ball is new, the ball comes onto the bat nice, so batsmen can get to a good start. But the key is to continue with the start. Once the ball loses its shines, then it gets hard to score the big shots. The ball stops sometime because there's a lot of cricket happening on these same wickets. So probably you need to apply more and stay close to the 20 overs. Sometimes you get impatient and you lose your wicket away.
So Taylor is yet to get off the mark, and Jesse Singh, of course, tidy over so far. You take the wides away, you take 3 wides away, and then you realize a good start here from Jesse Singh. He has really developed into a fine fast bowler, and I hope he continues to develop.
Oh yeah, Jesse is very talented. As you know, he's been doing very well for the United States, and then he's also going to Sri Lanka to play some first-class cricket over there. So obviously he's going to give him a big boost, because rubbing his bowling skills with all the big players. And then also he's bowling to Stephen Taylor. They play in same team, so they know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So it's fun to watch them.
Yes, Jas, and here's a question certainly directed at you personally. When will you be eligible for U.S. selection?
Hopefully very soon. I'm working on it, but I have to do what I need to do, work on my game, work on my fitness. And time is on. I'm just 26, so I have time on my side. So I'm still working on my game. I just moved to Dallas because of cricket, because I was in New York, so New York has cold weather. So I just moved to Dallas and working on my fitness and my game.
All right. So wish you all the best, and I hope to see you running for U.S. selection. You are a talented cricketer, and we were just talking about you while you were batting today. By your standard, you're having a poor tournament, and not in a bad way, but because I've used to seeing you scoring 100. I remember the last time here you got 100 in Musa Stadium. Yeah. We were up there a couple of weeks ago. We were told that you were one of the few batsmen to have scored 100 there in the Indo-Pak series. Mm-hmm. So you have always, wherever you have gone, runs have followed you. And certainly by your high standard, you have set a bar so high that this tournament here, this series here is a poor one by your standard.
I agree with you. Cricket is a game of consistency, right? But again, we have to keep in mind cricket is a one-ball game too. I try my best to score in every game, but I'm getting good starts, and I scored like 40 or 45 in first game. Even in the second game, I like 40 again. But unfortunately, I cannot convert them into a big score. But hopefully, the best is for the big game, and hopefully we can do well tomorrow.
So Rusty Tehran has been given the ball, and I'll put you on the fielding side, and I'll put you on the batting side, and I'll see what you come up with here. As a short ball, play a miss here by Sagar Patel. First of all, if you were 22 yards, how do you defend 119 from 113 balls with all the wickets in hand? What will be your approach here on the fielding team?
See, Rusty is obviously a world-class bowler. He plays all over the world, and he knows, But if I was the captain of 22 yards, I would just go for wickets because you need wickets because if the Indian Lions play like 15, 17 overs, runs will come automatically. So you need wickets. So I would just attack a little bit more and try choke them for runs and get those wickets.
Good point, Jazz. And if you were certainly the batting team here, playing with Stephen Taylor, Sagar Patel, and a strong batting lineup by Indian Lions, what would certainly be your approach if you were on the batting team here?
Yeah, I mean, we have to play very smart. I cannot just throw my bat at every ball. It's just ball to ball, Cricket is a ball to ball game, so you play every ball on its merit. So if the ball is there to be hit, doesn't matter if it's the last ball or the second last ball. I mean, you have to do what the situation demands. And as you see, Rusty is bowling a very tight line. He knows what he's doing. So, yeah.
All right. So, and another academic question here for you now. So, 22 yards. How many feet is 22 yards?
66 feet.
All right. So, you passed the test. You can sit here a little while longer.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Rusty Tehran, you started with 3 dot balls, and you look at 22 yards. They've had to fight their way to come away from last night's game against the Atlanta Paramveer. They struggled, having lost 4 wickets for 7 runs, but they were able to beat the Paramveer last night. And it looks like tonight they're in for another big struggle here in the trenches, but this time against Indian Lions.
Yeah, I feel...
Oh, drop catch, it appears. A ball going straight to the man at first or second slip. He is down. And Sagar Patel escapes with a drop catch, Jazz.
Yeah, Sagar just got lucky there, but Sagar did the right thing, slashing the ball very hard, so it just went really fast to the first slip fielder. I don't know who the fielder is, but
it appears to be Farhat.
Yeah, that ball was low and it was fast as well. So it happens in cricket, but Sagar needs to capitalize on the drop catch and bat through the innings.
And Jazz, certainly when you're defending somewhat of a small total here, 180 more left, you've got to take those chances. You've got to convert even half chances. And certainly a Sagar probably getting away with what should have been a catch there by Farhat.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we have to give it to the fielders as well. They don't do it intentionally, but sometimes it happens. It's all part of the game. That's how cricket goes.
How difficult it is to judge catches playing in the night?
Not really. The lights over here are pretty good. I mean, it's really nice and bright out here. It's just like I think India play 2 games over here, so it's all the international facility. It's very nice out here. I don't think there's no problem, seeing the ball. It's just, sometimes it happens.
So Stephen Taylor on 1, Patel is on 3. It's 7 for no loss. We're in the second over. Rusty Tehran has only given up a single run in the over, a drop catch. And he into Taylor. Taylor gets a good ball, defends out towards the offside. So Rusty Tehran, a quality over. You would have played against him in the 2X series in Houston, Texas. How is Rusty Tehran?
Oh, Rusty, I just finished a couple of tournaments with him. I played in Dallas Premier League. We were winners over there. And then I played against him in 2X tournament. Rusty is obviously a world-class operator. He's very smart. He knows what he's doing. And he gets the best out of every player in the field. And then, he also motivates every young guy who's trying to be, at the top level. And, Rusty is a good guy. He's a good motivator.
So Jesse Singh will pick up the attack again. His first over cost him 6. And, of course, 3 of those were wide. So, relatively, he's bowled well. He runs in out the ball to Stephen Taylor. And Taylor gets a short ball. Doesn't time it well. Ball coming on to Taylor. Quite quickly. A good throw from the man out at cover.
That was great fielding by the man over there. He was very smart. He pick up the right end, but unfortunately he didn't get it directed. But that was good stuff. I think it's Saeed Abdullah. That was great stuff.
Yes, that's Saeed Abdullah. Just come off a national series with the U.S. team. And although, of course, didn't get too many runs on that series, still a big accomplishment having given the U.S. cap. So Jesse Singh will continue. It's a 9 for none. Patel will be the man on strike, given a life. And Stephen Taylor on 3. So you've got to say 22 yards are keeping it tight, keeping it tidy. And had they snapped up that chance, the scorecard would have read even better, Jazz.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I see the ball is moving a little bit as well. It's not easy for the batsman just to go there out. As you see, Jesse has been bowling really well. and the ball is moving because it's it's nighttime and the white ball moves seems a bit. So it's just not easy for a new batsman. They can just take their time because they have that's not a very big target. So, but still, I feel 22 yards has a very strong bowling lineup, especially with Sean Findlay and Paras Kharka in their side. Paras and Sean are very smart cricketers. They've played for their countries and they know how to defend a small target.
So 116 to win from 106 balls, all 10 wickets in hand. Jesse Singh tries again, runs into Patel. Oh, Patel gets on the outside edge. He flies to a wide third man in front of the man. And he gets a single, Patel. He goes up to 4. Taylor is on 3, is 10 for none.
I must say that was a very good stop by the third man fielder over there because the ball was flying. Sagar flashed it so hard. That was a very good stop. He saved at least 3 runs over there.
So Patel goes up to 4. Taylor is on 3. He's the man on strike. And a strong batting lineup sported here by Indian Lions to come. The likes of Lendell Simmons, Ricardo Powell.
And that's a big batting lineup there.
And of course, yes, and the likes of Orlando Baker on the bench. Ricardo Powell may bat 8 or 9. And the fact is, Danza Hyatt, a Jamaican first-class player, he's not here tonight, but he played last night. And so they do have a strong batting lineup, including the likes of Dinesh Ramdin, West Indies international, ODI Test, and T20 international player.
Yeah, I must give credit to Jesse. Jesse is bowling a very tight line. He's not giving any room because he's bowling to a left-hander and a right-hander. It's not easy, but Jesse is bowling really well. He looks to be in a very nice rhythm. He deserves, he deserves a wicket, by the way, but it's okay. Look.
Oh, he takes Stephen Taylor stumps out of the ground.
That's what I was talking about. He is in a good rhythm and he looks very sharp and he's been doing really well.
Well, Jas, you called it clearly, Derek. I got to give it to you. He was bowling well, and what a ball here to take out Stephen Taylor. Knocks the timber back, and Taylor falls for 3. Big wicket here for Jesse Singh. It's 10 for 1.
Yeah, that is certainly a very big wicket. As you know, Stephen Taylor can be very destructive. But again, the credit goes to Jesse, He's been bowling really well. Well bowled, Jesse.
So Damian Ebanks, he walks out now to face the last ball of Jesse Singh's over. And what a ball there to take out Stephen Taylor. So Stephen Taylor goes.
Yeah, Damian Ebanks is a big hitter. As you know, he's been playing in the United States domestic area a lot, and then he can be a big destructive hitter. But again, these conditions are different. These bowlers are different. It's not easy. This is a, big tournament, crunch game, so it's going to take a special effort for Ebanks to get his team over.
So Jesse Singh will come into bowl to the new man, left-handed Damian Ebanks. Patel is on 4.
Jesse is getting some movement, definitely.
So that completes over number 3. And Jas, we will look at the scorecard here and to tell you how well Jesse Singh and Rusty Tehran has bowled to defend 125. The current run rate is just over 3.33 to be exact. And the required run rate is 6.76. So they're doing well, defending 124 posted.
Yeah, I don't think Indian Lions should be worried about it because they've got the likes of Ricardo Powell. He's one of the best guys I've come across. And they have Ramdeen and all those cricketers. They as soon, as they have all the wickets in hand, but still, it's just playing according to the merit. I don't see any problem with the required run rate going up.
So Rusty Tehran will continue. And he starts to move in from the far end of the ground. It's 10 for 1. Will come into bowl to Patel.
That's another drop catch there.
Oh, straight into the hands of the man at short mid-wicket. It appears to be Abdullah Saeed. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's Abdullah. Abdullah is a good fielder, but, you never know. It happens in cricket. But Sagar is living a very lucky life there.
Yes, Jas. And could that be the catch? We'll wait and see. Indian Lions under pressure here. They're 10 for 1 with a couple of drop catches. Patel on 4. Oh, he goes straight down the ground, not timing it well. We'll get a single. And so, Jazz, you've got to say Rusty Terron has been quite unlucky.
Yeah, but Rusty's bowling really well. You know, he's mixing up his length. It's not easy for a young batsman to pick up those lengths easily. He's varying his pace as well. And Rusty is a great bowler, so he's been unlucky, but yeah, this is how it happens in cricket.
So another game coming up later on tonight, scheduled for 8 o'clock. Miami Sharks will take on the boys from the Afghanistan boys, Al Masafi, and that match comes up scheduled for 8 o'clock. Miami Sharks versus Al Masafi. But you're watching Indian Lions chasing 125. They're 11 for 1. They've lost Stephen Taylor. And the man on strike is Damian Ebanks. Here is Rusty Terron, former South African international. Bit unlucky, should have gotten a couple of wickets, and Sagar Patel was put down twice. The last one certainly a easy regulation catch by Abdullah Saeed. It's 11 for 1, Patel on 5, Damian Ebanks yet to get off the mark. And Jas, have you played in the stadium late into the night?
No, not lately. I played a game last year, but this year we had all our games in the afternoon, so I don't play a night game. But I see. That was a brilliant ball there by Rusty. That was a big appeal as well.
Oh, turned down by the umpire. So a big shout here from Rusty Terron. He continues to bowl well, and just he has really been unlucky. A ball that seemed to have come back outside the off stump to Damian Ebanks. A question asked, Nado says umpire, and it's 11 for 1.
I agree with you. Rusty has been unlucky. The way he's bowling here, he deserves a wicket certainly. So he's been unlucky, but he's bowling really well.
So 22 yards, fighting hard, second night in a row. Boy, did they fight last night. And now they're into another dogfight here with Indian Lions. And ball guided away nicely here by Ebanks. Good stop here from Jesse Singh. Such an all-round cricketer is Jesse Singh. They'll come back with 2. So Ebanks gets off the mark with a couple and takes the score up to 13 for 1.
Yeah, I think Indian Lions are doing the right thing, picking up singles and doubles because they have got a left-hander and right-hander. So it just makes it difficult for the bowler because singles are as important as boundaries in shorter format. So we shouldn't just focus on boundaries.
Yes, Jazz. But on the other hand, you've got to give both bowlers credit. Ball cut away. Jesse Singh is out there, and just a single off the bat of Ebanks. He goes up the tree. But you've got to give credit to the bowlers, in as much as we see a left and a right here batting in the middle. Both bowlers have adjusted well. Jesse Singh seems to be quite comfortable bowling to a right or left, and so is Rusty Terron.
They're both experienced bowlers, as again, Rusty has played for his country and Jesse is playing for America, so they're pretty experienced. They know what they're doing, and they know a lot of big names, Paris is there, Sean is there, and Humayun Farhat is there, so they know, help is there. So, they're doing pretty well, and then for them, it's pretty easy now.
So the news, Houston Stallions have already made the Final Four. And so the U.S. All-Stars, they're also into the Final Four to be played tomorrow. Lions takes on 22 yards. Here is Jesse Singh, and that's a good ball here to Ebanks. He gets a single.
That was a very good ball there by Jesse Singh.
So that takes the score up to 15 for 1 and brings the equation down to 110 needed from 95 balls. 110 from 95, still almost 7 runs and over. And Jesse Singh, 2.1 overs, 1 for 9 so far. So his bowling analysis looked pretty impressive. Jazz?
Yeah, Jesse's got a good rhythm going in, and Jesse is bowling with a pace as well, But Jesse has been doing well. I just played against him, and in the 2X tournament in there, Houston. Just so, I've been playing with him, but he's doing really well. He's improved a lot. As you see, he's bowling really well. But Sagar just needs to stick in there and just wait for the loose ball and just now throw his wicket away.
So Patel is on 5. He has faced some 12 balls. It's 110 needed from 94 balls. We are in the 5th over. The partnership is 5. 22 yards. battling Indian Lions. Indian Lions comes out of Group 1, the franchise group, the group that was guaranteed an automatic quarterfinal spot. And Jesse Singh runs into bowl to Sagar Patel. Patel is working this one towards the onside. Good looking shot. He finds the gap. A chase here for the fielder. Oh, he does well. He pulls it back, prevents the boundary. And now they come back with 3. Well run. Good looking shot here from Patel. The throw comes in there. The appeal goes up.
Did he give that out?
Not too sure. In fact, 3 is the call. And so Sagar Patel goes up to 8. Ebanks is 4. It's 18 for 1.
That was a good looking shot there by Sagar, but I don't know what happened over there. Did Jesse drop the ball or there's a discussion. Let's see.
It seemed to have been a direct hit. And
I think Jesse dropped the ball, or I don't know what because it's too far from here, but I think Jesse is appealing for a run out, and then it all depends on the umpires now.
Oh, he's being given out, I think.
Oh, he gave it out.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, Sagar is run out.
Oh, Sagar is run out, so we'll have to take that back. We'll have to take his 3 back. Yeah. And so it's 15 for 2 now, Jazz.
Yeah, but that was great stuff by Sean Finley, sprinting all the way. And, if someone else, you just leave it for a boundary. But Sean chased it, and it was a strong throw, and great stuff by Jesse.
Certainly a good bit of work here. And so a couple of wickets fall now. It's 15 for 2. Patel goes. Ebanks is still undefeated on 4. And we'll have to wait and see. It appears to be Lendell Simmons. Sean stopped the ball, but
the mid wicket guy.
Sai Ramesh.
Yeah, I think so.
Sai Ramesh, maybe? Jazz as the score is 15 for 2. A little bit of discussion there, certainly with Ricardo Powell and the man in charge in the middle. And so Patel comes back. It's 15 for 2 in the 5th over. And Jesse Singh with 3 balls remaining in this over. Damian Ebanks will be the man on strike. He's on 4, joined by Lendell Simmons. It's 15 for 2, still 110 required from 93 balls.
That's very close.
So ball played up towards the onside.
That's a leg by given there by the umpire. Jesse is getting a good shape for the lefties. The ball's coming in, and he's also bowling in good areas. So, it's making the batsman, giving a tough time for the batsman.
So 18 for 2. We'll get the scoreboard updated here. 18 for 2. Lendell Simmons has come out to join Damian Ebanks. So ball heading down the leg side. We'll wait and see. Could be leg by. In fact, it goes away for 4 leg byes here, eluding the keeper. And so good bit of fortune here for Indian Lions. They go up to 22 for 2, still 103 needed from 91 balls.
Yeah, this partnership is a very key partnership for Indian Lions. Simmons is a big player, world-class player, and then Jesse is bowling well. So Jesse is certainly bowling with some fire, and I think he tried a variation for a new batsman. He went for an in-swinger because he's naturally an outswinger, but I think he went for the wicket.
So 22 for 2. And a play and a miss outside the off stump by Lendell Simmons. That completes over number 5. Jazz is 22 for 2. So Jaskaran Malhotra exits the box. I want to say thank you very much. And we welcome back Ivor Henry. When he's not sleeping, he's eating. So we'll get him to work tonight. Welcome back, Ivor Henry.
Oh, my pleasure being back, and I'm hovering around, enjoying my grandchildren. One of my sons that came by to visit me since my Thanksgiving would have been spent here. But what do I know?
So Paras Katka given the ball here, and he had a mixed game last night. Ivor, he bowled expensive, but he got wickets, and will come into bowl to Damian Ebanks. And he starts quite well tonight. And so 103 required from 89 balls. How do you see this one going tonight, Ivor Henry?
Well, like we said, the smaller the score, the more difficult it gets getting to the landing area. But I think it's even Steven with all of 8 wickets in the hut. The balls versus ones at this time, I just have to target my batter. But here he goes, and it is the commentator's curse. I just said 8 wickets in the hut, but I guess I spoke too soon. My word.
So Ebanks goes for 12. It's 22 for 3.
Well, I keep taking wickets, and that's the first one. Would I see another 7? As soon as I stepped into the commentator's booth, Ebanks didn't even score 1 run. I thought last night was bad. I was preventing folks from making their half centuries. We had some 6 batters got into the 40s, and they got the commentator's booth, commentator's curse. Do you know, Books, how they got to 50? 2 guys got to 50. I changed position. I stood up when they were in the 40s, and that's how they crossed the 50 line. All other 6, we sat here and saying, they're going to come and get to 50, and we're urging them along. 1 strike away, 48, out. So, game on. Winner stays, the loser goes home. We're into the quarterfinal, and it's a knockout position here we're in. We're under the lights here at Central Bowd Regional Park, and for those folks who are streaming with us and following us, we welcome you on ESPN 3. And for those of you who are in the vicinity of Sunrise West and 441, we urge you to come on over. There's room for you.
So Ricardo Powell comes in here at 22 for 3. Indian Lions have lost a couple of quick wickets here. The first wicket fell at 10, second wicket at 17. And the third, not too long ago, 22 for 3. The big man has walked to the middle, the captain, Ricardo Powell. He's joined by Lendl Simmons, and together, if you look at the totals here of Ricardo Powell and Lendl Simmons added up, says 0 on the scorecard, but now Ricardo Powell gets a single, and he guides a ball down to the wideish third man area. And Ivor Henry, I've kept my scoring staff quite busy tonight. I've made sure that they don't sleep on the job, and pretty soon I'll give them another quiz, and this quiz will have to go on the Indian Lions side, because someone says, how come you're on the 22 yards? What about the Indian Lions? So we got to get a Lion quiz pretty soon. So we'll test our scoring staff as this ball turned into the onside here by Lendl Simmons, and maybe you can come up with a quiz for tonight.
Okay, I'll try my best. And both batters are on one. They're on their way. Both would have represented the West Indies international team at the highest level. So they've got to dig deep and lend and give up the experience. We have quite a few number of persons here to witness.
Oh, that's a big shot here from Ricardo Powell off the bowling of Paras Katka. He goes for a U.S. Open maximum. And that's a lovely shot into the darkness by Ricardo Powell. He goes up to 7, is 31 for 3.
And that one is out of here. Well, fireworks would have started. Are we anywhere close to 4th of July? Well, no. We are in the Central Bowd Regional Park. And 2020, more often than not, is Licks or Sticks. And Ricardo Powell, once early in his career, was termed as the young Viv Richards. Could you imagine that?
So Ricardo Powell on 7, a big shot, a good-looking shot.
I was just told that the persons who are going to be in danger, they're not going to be the fielders while Ricardo and Simmons is batting. I think that the spectators are going to be calling for helmets. That's what I was told.
Yes, Ivor Henry. Maybe we'll need to call the county, the Broward County, and let them know spectators should be given helmet.
Well, that's what I was told. So, but I know the fielding team, they have other ideas. I don't think they're going to have balls flying into the night sky. They're well on their way to getting 10 wickets. They would have done.
So Japan Patel will come into bowl to Lendell Simmons. That's a wide ball, one of the widest ball we have seen in the stadium in 2 days of cricket.
So then we can't call it a wide. Let's just put it in the scorebook as a broad.
So I'm pretty sure if we had a second ground, that could have gotten a batsman out on the other ground. How wide it was.
You mean on the third pitch?
So it's 31 for 3. Lendell Simmons is on 1. Powell is on 7. And ball played up towards the offside, can't score. So Japan Patel, U.S. national player, quality all-rounder, didn't get among the runs. In fact, he got a golden duck today.
Yes, and like I said, they committed the Cardinals sin. They were bowled out within the 20 overs. So now they're trying their worth to defend a measly 124.
So Patel comes into bowl to Simmons. And Simmons strokes this one up towards the offside, and there is no runs. If you're wondering who Simmons this is Lendell Simmons.
The nephew of former coach
Phil Simmons.
There we go. We are working as a team.
You're looking at Lendell Simmons, who's played certainly at the T20 international format for the West Indies and IPL contracts, CPL contract. And he settles and waits for Japan Patel. Oh, that's a good ball. Good bowling here from Japan. He's only given up 1 run because of Law 25.
Well, Law 25 has been coming into play for quite a number of games here. We're up to 9, and maybe our scores can tell us how many of those 9 extras have gone in the wide column. Some 4. So at least almost half of those 9 have gone in the wide column. The waiter seemed to be off.
So ball played away here by Simmons. Could pick up a couple of runs here. In fact, they're running quickly, and that's a good-looking shot from Simmons. Has to hurry back. And he goes up to 3. And the score goes up to 33 for the loss of 3 wickets in the 7th over being bowled here by Japan Patel.
Yes, right across the board. All threes. 3, 33. But there's a 4 in there. 4, 3.
So lots of trees here. Lendell Simmons is on 3. The score is 33. And the Indian Lions have lost 3 wickets. So lots of trees here. And here is a quiz for you, Ivor Henry. So if Law 25 is about a white ball, what do you think Law 26 is? And maybe while we are at it, Law 27.
Well,
maybe Law 28.
I was going to answer because that was an easy answer. Law 26 comes right after Law 25.
Very good answer. Well, Law 26 is about buy and leg buy, and Law 27 is about appeals. So 34 for 3. Ricardo Powell on 7 not out. He's played 1 big shot into the night. It's 34 for 3. Japan Patel with 4 runs in the over so far. He runs in. And Patel gets a slower ball, plays it out towards the offside. Will retain strike when play resumes here. It's 35 for 3.
Tidy over there by Patel. In the previous over, we would have seen Ricardo take one beyond the boundary ropes, but none would have gone nowhere close to the boundary rope in that over. So, moral victory there for the young man, Patel. Last night, let us inform the group. They would have bowled some 19 wides last night in a 15 over contest. Their waiter was really off.
Yes, Ivor, and perhaps to put it even more precisely, wides totaling 19. Not necessarily they have gone down the leg side 19 times, but of course we've seen a couple of balls escaping the keeper. So White totaling 19. 35 for 3 here as we see another bowling change.
And to top it off, they would have still won the game after all that.
So we'll double check here if Paras Katka will continue. His first over cost him 8. He got a wicket.
And again, let's just go ahead and welcome everyone who have graced us with their presence here at Central Boud Regional Park.
So it is Paras Katka. He continues his 35 for 3. Ricardo Powell is on 8, and Paras Katka is the Nepal captain, and maybe the question should come on Nepal.
Yeah, that was an inducker on Powell. I didn't think he did much with that one. He should have done a little bit more with that one. It was a full toss.
So Paras Katka, the Nepal captain, engaged in this tournament. Ball played up towards the offside, and an easy single here to Powell. He goes up to 9 and brings the equation down to 89 to win from 76 balls. 89 to win from 76 balls.
Well, game is still in the balance, so we'll be looking at the pendulum. We're going to see how it swings. It's too early to call. We're not going to project a winner this time. It's too early to call.
So Lendl Simmons is on 4, having faced some 9 balls. Ricardo Powell has faced 6. He's on 9. And Indian Lions rank number 3 coming into the quarterfinals. And they're playing the number 6 team here. Number 6 team, 22 yards. So we've seen good fast bowling here from 22 yards. Ivor Henry, we saw good bowling from Jesse Singh. We saw good turnover from Rusty Tehran, and now we're seeing a good spell here from Paras Katka. He's taken a wicket already.
In the meantime, Simmons eyes who is out. He's trying to get him in.
So Simmons is on 4, 36 for 3. And he comes down the track. Good adjustment here. They have to hurry. The throw comes in, not a good one. And now what should have been 1 remains on 1. And the score goes up to 37 here for 3. Ricardo Powell on 9. He comes back into strike. Simmons is on 5.
A hit there would have kept the umpire interesting, but it was a miss, so everything remains and stays normal, except that the score would have advanced by 1 to 37 for the loss of some 3 wickets.
So Ricardo Powell on 9 will be the man on strike. Played a big shot not too long ago for 6. Oh, this is good bowling from Paras Katka, varying his space quite well.
But there goes the experience. It was a good delivery, but they're still scoring off a good delivery. Powell played with soft hands and leg byes. Yes, well, at least they were off and scampering. That one benefits the team, if not the individual. 38 for 3. And the good lucky number, 87 for Australia, is needed for victory.
So 87 needed from 73. Simmons is on 5, the man facing off to Paras Katka. And good bowling here from Paras. Continues to bowl well, only 3 in the over. And so a tidy one here for 22 yards. Indian Lions still need 87 to win from 72 balls. 87 to win from 72. And a partnership of 16 here between Powell and Lendl Simmons.
Yes, and he continued to ask questions. The partnership has grown. He has gone to 16. They came in when they were in a spot of bother. But 2 experienced batters at the crease at this time. And this is one moment when I would say the skipper would have to play a captain's knock, as we would call it. So Ricardo Powell is there. He would have piloted the ship in the field, would have bowled the opposition out within 20 overs. Now it is time for him to lead from the front with the batting. Keeping company, Lendl Simmons, batting on 5 from 11. The important thing is that he is still there.
So 87 to win from 72 balls. Lots of cricket left in this game. Japan Patel, his first over cost him 5. Will come into bowl to Powell. Powell is on 9. Lendl Simmons is on 5, and we come back to a situation here where what we call a tricky total to chase. 124 posted by 22 yards.
And there's some sideway movements there from the youngster Patel. Beautifully taken there by the wicketkeeper. Low down to his right. And Powell sort of stayed at the umpire. Why did you give me the benefit of that? So my team can advance by one. You know these guys are custom bowling a lot of wides. Come on, umpy. Keep an eye.
So Japan Patel continues. Here he is to Ricardo Powell. Powell gets a good ball. He turns it into the onside. Wants a couple. It's not there. Fielder comes in quite quickly. And Sean Finley, he gets to the ball quite quickly, Ivor. And certainly one of the better fieldsmen here for 22 yards.
Yes, well, they're not going to take any chance with him because they saw what would have happened early in the innings when he would have run out one of the batters. Respect due.
So 39 for 3, 86 to win from 70 balls.
Baseball terms, swing and a miss. So Lendl Simmons is not getting the measure of Parel at this time. He's been kept quiet. But the important thing is that he's still there for the Lions. And did you say that Dylan said that this is the better of the two Lions that is coming out of Texas?
Yes. Yes, Ivor. There's Punjab Lions and Indian Lions, two top teams in the western part of the United States. Murph Dillon believed that the Indian Lions is really the better line between Punjab and Indian Lions. We'll wait and see. 40 for 3. 85 to win from 69 balls. Simmons is on 5. Japan Patel, he's bowled 9 balls. He's conceded 7 runs. So he's bowled relatively well.
Actually, has now gone to 11. And like we said, they're guilty of bowling wide.
So Ricardo Powell is on 10. He's watching the action here. Is Lendl Simmons, and ball driven up to long off. An easy single. Jesse Singh is engaged. And that takes the score up to 41 for 3 and brings the equation down to 84 to win from 68 ball. So this game can still go either way. 22 yards perhaps didn't capitalize on a good platform set by Sai Ramesh and Abdullah Saeed. And they really faltered in the middle. Good bowling from Camelus Alexander, who got 3. Sonny Patel, who got 3. And Carlitos Lopez, who picked up 3 wickets. So play and a miss. Wide is the call, and that's Ivor's favorite part of the cricket.
Yes, I'm telling you. And but that was a naughty attempt there by the batter because that one was well wide of the off stump. All they had to do was shoulders arm, take the wide, take one for the team. At least the team would benefit from the wide. Why chance your hand to give an out from such a wide ball?
So 83 to win from 68 balls. Japan Patel with 4 runs in the over so far. And a play and a miss. The ball goes through to the wicketkeeper. And the score remains at 42 for 3.
Well, a good, nice, keen contest here. And like we always say, the smaller the score, the more difficult it seems to get. But I like the contest. Not because you would have made a small score, you're going to go out and give it up and tie it on the tree and say, go hit the balls all over the park. No, you've got to fight for it. Winner stays, loser go home. And this time he's going aerial down to the sweeper cover. Who drops it? And that's not a person who wanted to drop. He was trying for the onside, and he got a leading edge, and he went all the way down to the cover sweeper. He ran in, did all the hard work, got there, and spilled one that we'll recognize it was bootlace. So at the end of that over, the score would have gone on to 43 for a loss of 3 wickets. Ricardo Powell is on 11 from 10. Lendl Simmons is on 6 from 14. Trying to get to 124 to stay alive. They're some 82 runs away from that. That's the target to win. But right now, the projected score at the run rate, which is just at 4.8, they would only get to 96. So the required run rate is not out of range, not out of reach. They would just require 7.5 runs and over. And in 2020 cricket, that's a walk in the park. And with the experienced batters, Lendl Simmons and Ricardo Powell, who has just been let off, I'm going to wonder if that is going to be a bad miss there. And would he capitalize on that chance given? We will watch and wait. We still have another game to go after this one to take us deep into the night. So we're going to have a change of bowling, and Ricardo Powell is asking for headgear. We have seen one or two lifters here. And at this stage of one's career, you wouldn't want to take a chance. And it's just not that he's afraid of short pitch bowling, but in today's game, balls come from the helmet, it comes from your shoulder, it comes from the bat, it comes from anywhere. It can even come from an overthrow and hit you smack in the face or in the head. So the protection is there. Why not use it? So in he comes, and Ricardo is working this one off the pads, going out to backward of square. Man in the short fine leg area. Once to his left, picks up, sends in the throw. In the meantime, the batters would, of course, for a singler. Score goes on by 1 to 44 for the loss of 3 wickets. Ricardo Powell goes up to 1 dozen. Let's just make that 12. Bring Simmons into strike. He's still there. Being patient. He is on 6. Batting some 14 deliveries. 81 to go. And this time he's pulling in the air. He's not timing it, but he's getting 1 for his effort. They just ambles through for that singler. So the scoreboard is sticking at least with 7.5 needed. There's no big rush. These are 2 experienced batters. They know at some stage, if they're there, they will target one of the bowlers, if not 2. And 45 inching their way to 50. And perhaps maybe after 50, the countdown to the 124 might just very well be on. This time it's outside the leg stump, and here comes the wide again. This team is just guilty of bowling wides. Their radar seem to be off. They were once lucky last night to bowl some 19 wides and came up with a victory, came up with a W in the win column. Would they be 2 times lucky, Lenny?
So 46 for 3, 79 to win from 64 balls. Ricardo Powell is on 12. We've seen a partnership of 24 between the pair. And we've seen some near misses. We've seen a drop catch from one of the substitute fielder. And Ricardo Powell goes up to 13. Certainly a figure that has played all along during the course of this series, as you call it, the Australian unlucky number. Lendl Simmons is on 7. It's a partnership of 25. 47 for 3. We've seen mixed bowling here from Paras Katka. He's guilty of bowling a couple of wides. And a short ball pulled away here by Lendl Simmons.
Yeah, but the umpire is going to be interested in that one because I think it was... Well, we'll wait for the call from the umpire. We'll wait.
So it was short and pulled away here by Lendl Simmons. He goes up to 11. Ricardo Powell is on 13. It's 51 for 3. 74 needed from 62 balls.
Well, the umpire just signaled 1, and I thought he would have probably said that was 1 for the over, but I guess not. He's in the better position.
So Lendl Simmons on 11. It's 8 in the over so far. And ball played up towards the offside.
Trouble. But Ricardo put the wheels on, and he got in safely. So what can we say? He ran as fast as Usain Bolt.
So 52 for 3, 73 to win from 61 balls. Ricardo Powell on 13 not out. He's the man on strike. Lendl Simmons is on 12.
And here he's opening the blade and playing with soft hands, and no need for overthrows. Settle for a 1.
So, Ivor, you get the sense that Ricardo Powell has a very good hand of the situation here. He knows that if they bat the other 60 remaining balls, they certainly could win this game. There's 72 more to come, but with 60 balls remaining, Ricardo Powell is playing quite clever here. He realizes that all you need is keep the scoreboard ticking, keep the wickets intact. And even Lendl Simmons, usually an aggressive and very flamboyant player, he has certainly played himself in. And
yes.
We've seen a partnership of 31 so far between the pairs, so they're making sure that they keep their wickets intact. They've lost three wickets in quick succession, And so they're making sure that another one doesn't fall here.
Yes, well, like we said, the partnership is growing. It's on 31. They came in when they needed to build a partnership, and they would have done so. They're bringing out all of the experience here. Like we said, they have played at the top of the West Indies and international level.
So Japan Patel continues. Powell worked this one away towards the onside, and I get the impression if a bad ball comes along, Powell will play those big shots. He's capable of playing. He's a clean striker of the cricket ball. He has done that at the international level, and there's no way he's going to struggle here. But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that Ricardo Powell is going to just milk this bowling around as much as he can, because Indian Lions not in a rush to get up to 71 in 59 balls.
No, not at all, because what is required and what the doctor has ordered is exactly what these two batters are doing.
And the fact is, if 22 yards is to really defend the remaining 70 runs remaining here from 58 balls, they will have to apply enough pressure here on Ricardo Powell and Lendl Simmons and start taking wickets for a win here tonight. We've seen their fielding has not been that great. We've seen at least 3 catches put down, and that cannot help a team just defending 124.
Yes, but they've worked hard here to get here, and they should not try to give it away at this time. They're into the quarterfinals, and they're trying their hardest to get to the semifinals. That one was banged hard into the extra cover position, knocked down there, but I think he is hurt somewhere along the line. That was like a shot from a gun. Lyndon Simmons showing signs of aggression. If he gets into his half, I'm telling you, he's going to go driving, and he was playing that one to the pipe.
So a big shot there from Ricardo Powell, in fact. Ball turned into the onside. Ricardo Powell knows what he's doing. He knows what is needed here. He's batting quite clever.
Yes, let me make my apologies. The skipper, Ricardo, like we said, it's no need for him to go bang, bang, but if he gets into his half, like you said, he is going to take it away. And we would have seen one such shot, which he played over mid-wicket for maximum.
Ivor, there are times when boundaries are needed to win a game. There are times when singles are needed to win a game. And if there's a time in which singles are really needed to win a game, it could be for the Indian Lions tonight.
Yes, like I said, they're playing it right. They're building a partnership, and boundaries are not required at this time. They're just milking it around.
So Simmons on 13, he flicks and flicks well, goes up to the mid-wicket area. Sai Ramesh, it appears. And another run here for Indian Lions. So they seems to be quite calculated here. 68 to win from 55 balls. And 22 yards. If they're going to advance to tomorrow's playoff, they will have to find a way to defend 68 from 55 balls with 7 wickets remaining.
Yes, they have to bowl more wicket-taking balls because these batters are not going to give their wicket away. I can tell you that.
So Ricardo Powell on 60 not out. Oh, that's a big shot. That's a big shot. It clears long on, and it goes well into the darkness for another big 6 here off the bat of Ricardo Powell. He goes up to 26.
Yes, and like we said, want to get into his half, he's going to just reach out and just nonchalantly just pushed it over the long on. He was in no danger of getting out. The long on fielder just looked up, and his head went as far up and back as he can go, but it was no way. There's no way he was going to catch up with that one, not even if he would have stood on a 10-foot pole.
So 62 to win from 54 balls. And Ivor, what could happen here or what will happen here if 22 yards does not get a wicket or two in a short space of time? You're going to see some drop shoulders and bowed heads?
Well, they had an opportunity. They let off the skipper, and now he's making them pay. And it would have been a beautiful catch coming in from mid-wicket, but it depends on the batter. You would always try your best to make sure you see the back of that batter. Sometimes you take the injury just to see the back of that batter. Ricardo Powell is such batter. He's a leader. He's leading from the front because he would have marshaled his troop to make sure that they would have bowled out the opponent, the 22 yards, for within the 20 overs. Now he is in with the willow, and he's trying to take it to 22 yards. Now there seems to be a bowling change from the far end. And more spin bowling.
So Dishan Parikh has been given the ball. He comes in here with 62 needed from 54 balls. Starts with a dot ball here, 63 for 3. The partnership between Powell and Simmons has gone up to 41. Very valuable partnership here. Powell on 22, he's batted well. And Simmons playing a very good hand at the moment.
And the ambles through for a single, just what the doctor ordered. No rush, but if he comes in your half, you show signs of aggression. They're not going to give their wicket away. I can tell you now, their eyes is on the prize. If they keep it steady, they know they're into the semifinals tomorrow. Maybe they're even looking ahead and say we have 2 more games to play. So why rush it now and burn yourself out? Let's go on cruise control, get there, and look for the other 2 games, semifinals and finals.
So 22 yards. They fought hard last night. Were able to get past the Atlanta Paramveers. And now today their batting has certainly struggled, just posting 124. Certainly not by any means a big T20 total. And ball driven straight down the ground to long on, and it goes for another maximum here off the bat of Ricardo Powell. He goes up to 28.
Yeah, that's what we said. Anytime you're over pitching and you get into his half, he has big shoulders, and like I said, the skipper, he's going to lead from the front, and he is not taking any chances on the ground. He's going for full maximum, and like we said, I know Ricardo Powell personally, and I can tell you he's thinking ahead. This one, he has got to win it first, but I know that he's thinking ahead. He's that serious.
So Powell goes up to 28. The partnership is 48. Valuable runs here, and Powell goes big through the square leg area, and that's another boundary off Ricardo Powell. So he has certainly brought the game into Indian Lions' corner, and a couple of big strikes here. A 6 and a 4 certainly pushes Indian Lions perhaps even closer to a semi-final berth tomorrow morning.
Yes, so he has rushed up to 32 from some 20 deliveries. And like I said, he's going to make you pay for that drop catch. And he's whipping one off the legs into the onside. And the man from mid-wicket comes in. And in the meantime, the batters would amble through for a single as we come to the end of over number 12.
Ivor, the partnership has gone over 50. In fact, to be exact, it's 53 between Lendl Simmons and Ricardo Powell. And as I made a point not too long ago, it could be a very daunting moment here for 22 yards out on the field. With 50 runs required from 48 balls, who do they turn to? So Sean Finley has been given the ball. And whether or not he can produce a spell of magic here, we'll wait and see. But you've got to say the way things are going here, it's Indian Lions all the way.
Well, too early to call. I'm going to say they need wickets. They need some 7 wickets. They were bowled out within the 20. I think that should be foremost on their mind. You hit me, I hit you back. Do me, and I do you back. Try to bowl this team out within 20 overs. That is the only option, especially the way these batters are going. 53 partnership, and they seem to be on cruise control at this time.
So Ricardo Powell on 33 not out. He has batted exceptionally well. And the captain leading from the front, as they would say. Sean Finley comes into the attack.
And this is a stroll in the park again. Look at that. Just punching out to long on, and there's a stroll that's single. And like we say, want to say a hi and hello to Brian Eden and to my good friend Tucker. They are following the game, streaming on ESPN. And for those of you who can't make it into the park, you can follow the streaming live on ESPN. Thereby, you'll be hearing the voice of Lenny Archibald and Ivor Henry at this time.
So 22 yards certainly put down 3 clear chances. One by Abdullah Saeed, one by Farhat, and not too long ago, one by a substitute fielder who we have failed to pick up the name of the substitute fielder. And certainly they haven't helped the cause. Ricardo Powell was put down. So 78 for 3, 47 to win from 45 balls. And the way Ricardo Powell and Lendl Simmons is going along here, it seems Indian Lions does have a clear plan how to get to 47 from 45 balls.
What would have happened there? Well, what I can say here is that they seem to be in cruise control, and that drop chance you're talking about, that would have long gone out of Captain Ricardo Powell's memory. I can tell you that.
So Simmons on 16. The partnership between the pair is 56. And a good-looking shot here from Lendell Simmons. He gets a single out towards the onside.
Yeah, he worked that one beautifully down to the backward square leg position, and it ambles through for a single. I'm still saying that some pressure should be put on these batters to make them hustle these singles, that even if they get to tomorrow's game, they would have to be a little bit tired.
So ball played up towards the offside. Jesse Singh comes across. A long run for him. They come back for two.
A relaxing two. Another relaxing two. That ball was well placed by Ricardo, pushing the man from long off wide to his left. Gave him enough time to just amble through for two. And remember we're saying, in 2020 cricket, you can hardly find twos because the boundaries are normally 60, 65 yards. So before you know it, the ball has gone down to the 60-yard boundary, and there's no need for two. So you've got to place them right, soft hands in the gap, and we would have seen some display last night, especially when we, at one time, we would have counted some 6 or 7 twos, and in baseball we say a double.
So Lendell Simmons on 17 not out. Ricardo Powell on 37. It's 81 for 3. And so 44 to win from 42 balls. As Deshaun Parikh will continue his first over, cost him 12. Ball played up towards the offside, and there is no runs. And Ivor, this is how tough 22 yards do have it. Deshaun Parikh, he gave up 12 in his first over. Nothing special, and he's been brought back here to bowl a second over. So just goes to tell that this partnership here has dominated. They have looked solid, or it could mean that 22 yards is certainly running out of proper options here.
Well, like we said, these two batters would have batted for West Indies at the highest level, and they know they're keeping their eyes on the prize. You cannot make one sitting in the pavilion. You cannot advance to tomorrow's game by losing this one. I think they are well in control, and they're on cruise control.
And you've got to say that they had good bowling start. Rusty Tehran and Jesse Singh give them a very good bowling start. Even Japan Patel was good. Paras Katka a little bit mixed, but he was able to get one wicket. But now coming down to really the latter stages here, they seem pretty ordinary at least.
Yes, but I thought Lyndon Simmons was in the line of danger there as Ricardo got on his back foot and he pulled one in his direction. But he just got one for his effort. Don't forget the man of the match is going to be adjudicated for this game. So these players are well in control. Here goes another wide down the leg side with the umpire arm spread eagle. And that's been his exercise virtually all the evening long.
So 84 for 3, 41 needed from 38 balls. 7 wickets in hand. Simmons gets another single out to the deep long on area. And you get the sense Ricardo Powell and Lendell Simmons they're on cruise control.
Yes, because when you don't need boundaries, it's not required to win a match. You can just amble your singles in the park. This is the exact match. They've brought it right down to 6.1 runs and over, and the required run rate is 6.5 and over. He's going aerial, and it's going big. That one has gone all the way. Ricardo Powell again stands and delivers. Like I said, the skipper is leading from the front, and is like he's saying, you miss, I'm going to hit you out of the park. You should have never dropped me. That's the message he's sending to 22 yards. But that one went much, much further than 22 yards. My guesstimation, that one went some 87 meters out of here.
So Simmons is on 19. Ricardo Powell is on 44. It's 91 for 3. 34 to win from 36 balls. A partnership of 69, looking good. And the way it looks here is Indian Lions all the way. They've played a good series so far. A very well put together unit. And when you consider the likes of Orlando Baker, Davian Davidson, Danza Hyatt not playing today, you'll understand why this is a very formidable lineup here. Ball swung away here by Lendell Simmons. He picks up another boundary. And it seems things are falling apart here for 22 yards. They're falling short.
Well, I would say falling apart fast. And Ricardo Powell is just one strike away from getting a 50. Should I stand or should I sit for this one? I think I should stand. I should sit for this one. All right.
So
I think we've broken the spell, so I can sit for this one.
So 30 runs to win from 35 balls.
And Simmons has gone really big, really big. The biggest six of the night. And Simmons has joined the party. I just had to take that over Lenny Archibald. So in a rush, a 6 followed, the 4 followed by a 6. And Simmons has joined the party. Like we said, they are on cruise control. The required run rate now has gone down to 4.2 runs and over. And I think that they've got the clear for landing.
So Lendl Simmons goes up to 29. It's 101 for 3. The 100 certainly comes up here for Indian Lions. And the runs continue to flow here. Simmons gets another 4 through the offside. He goes up to 33.
In a rush.
It's 105 for 3. 20 runs from 33 balls. And the way things are going here, Ivor Henry, we'll have to tell our presentation party to get ready?
Yes, I would think so. They would have turned it on and they're targeting these last set of bowlers. And Vinod, the hardest working man in commentary, he has been working left, right. He's not doing like me. Early in the day, I would have turned left, I turned right, and then I turned full.
Certainly, we've seen Vinod on the pitch. We've seen him at the presentation platform. We've seen him at the back room doing interviews. Mm-hmm. So he has been a busy man today. And if by chance you're not hearing Vinod, is the fact that he's doing some other work and giving us to do the easiest part of the thing so far. It's 106 for 3. We're the one idling here in Broward County. And Vinod has been putting in the hours, as they say, 19 to win from 31 balls.
Yes, sooner or later you're going to see mid-wicket, the mid-pitch, doing the toss again and doing all the hard work, walking some. From here to there is about almost 100 yards. Man, I'm telling you, he has got to get some roller skates on soon.
Yes, if we were to total up all the yards that Vinod has walked, he probably could have walked to New York.
But I have one even better than that, because sometimes the elevator is so slow and they're calling him to say, no. He has to run down or up the stairs. So I think he would have brought his wife, and I am sorry for her arms for the massages.
So Vinod, certainly one of the hardest working man here around. He controls the commentary team this year, and certainly all the press and media work falling into the capable hands of Vinod, and so far so good. I've heard good reports. Things are moving along quite nicely here. And so 18 to win from 30 balls. Simmons is on 34. Ricardo Powell is on 45. And apparently, Ivor, like, you don't want Powell to get a 50 because I see you sitting down.
Well, my senior man, the senior scorer, David Maitland, told me to sit, so I just follow orders and get paid straight.
So Rusty Terron comes back into the attack here. 2 of us no made none for 6. And whether or not he can create an impression here, we'll wait and see. With Lions needed 18 from 30 balls.
Well, he's coming off the long one. Let us see what he has in store. They're making some adjustment to the field, and I know you cannot catch sixes and you cannot prevent people hitting 6 when they're in that mood. Not these 2 for sure.
So Lendl Simmons on 35. Make that 36. It's 109 for 3.
And that's what you call team. Ricardo Powell is on 45. Lendl Simmons is on 35. And you see what he would have just did? He got out of the line of fire to get his skipper on strike so that he can get to that 50. Because that was a real chance he won. There was no need for that. But I think the thinking is to get Ricardo Powell, the captain, to lead from the front and perhaps to get to his 50. He's 1 strike away. Let us watch and wait.
So one of the reasons, of course, Ricardo Powell still plays the game. He's a top competitor. Certainly not a pushover. And these days, in addition to still playing around the United States and certainly Canada, Ricardo Powell is part of the U.S. national selection team.
Leg by. So leg by signal there by the umpire. So the team total advances. Ricardo still stays on 45.
So Lendl Simmons is on 36. Ricardo Powell on 46. It's 110 for 3. Rusty Terron runs in now to bowl to Simmons. So could be a couple of wides here added to the scorecard. It's 112 for 3.
Leg by again. Leg by signal. So we'll just watch and wait. And 15 required to win, to put them a spot in the semifinals tomorrow. That is the Indian Lions.
So Ricardo Powell on 45. Trying to go through the onside. Good bowling here from Rusty Terran. He continues to bowl well.
Yes, he's been very stingy. He has only given up 7 runs from his 2.4 overs. So if the other bowlers were to emulate him, I really think that the Indian Lions would have been a spot of bother. But extras did them no good. 17 extras.
So they go through for 1. We'll wait and see. Leg by is the call. On Ivor, the score goes up to 113 for 3. So it means 12 runs to win from 26 balls. We are in the 16th over being bowled here by Rusty Terran, a partnership of 91 between Lendl Simmons and Ricardo Powell. And as we get down to the business end of the tournament, the way it goes, Ivor, the more you win it, the more you play.
Yes, and you have to be in it to win it. Some $100,000 tournament, the winner gets some $50,000, but you have to be in it to win it. You cannot win the lotto without taking a chance. It's like this guy was praying to the Lord and said, Lord, Lord, I am waiting for you to give me the numbers to win the lotto. The Lord said, I'm giving you the numbers. At least buy a ticket. Right, Barry? You have got to be in it to win it.
So 12 runs to win from 24 balls. And the way it's looking here, Indian Lions well on course here to play tomorrow in the stadium. A shot at least $50,000.
Yes, but all the quarter finalists, they're going to be getting some moiety. They'll be in the money. So I really got that from the big heifer tour, Mr. Mark Qureshi. Say all the quarter finalists, they're going to be rewarded for getting there. But why not go for the grand finale? All of that 50 grand. Plus the man of the match gets a trophy and gets money as well.
So Jesse Singh comes back here. 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 11. Will come into bowl to Ricardo Powell. Powell is on 45. Make that 51. It goes over backward square. And it goes for a 6. Ricardo Powell, 51.
Take a bow, skipper.
119 for 3. So Ricardo Powell, 51 from 33 balls or so. We'll confirm that with our official scorers. But we know Ricardo Powell, 51 not out, 119 for 3.
Yes, well, he called right at the toss, and he said he will have a field, and he will do the chasing. And he would have done the job in the field when he marshaled his troop, got his opponent the 22 yards out within the 20 overs, and then he got in when his team was in a spot of bother, and like a good old captain, maneuvered the ship, and now he's just 7 runs away from getting into the semifinals.
So taking on the pad, we'll wait and see. Could be leg by here. As we see umpire Wayne. In fact, no signal from the umpire. So Ricardo Powell is credited with another run. He goes up to 52. Lendl Simmons is on 36. And another significant thing between this pair, Ivory, is that they have brought their partnership up to almost 100. Their 98-run partnership. And they're 5 runs away with 22 balls remaining. Just ahead, Miami Sharks will take on Al Masafi at 8 o'clock.
Yes, well, right at the completion of this match, there's going to be a presentation downstairs, and Vinard is going to be getting ready now to do the honors shortly.
So single here off the bat of Lendl Simmons brings the partnership up to 99. And in fact, it has gone for 4. So Lendl Simmons gets a boundary, and the score goes up to 40 here. Ivor?
Yes, they're just two away now, so I can say the scores are level. Can we have a tie in this game? The scores are level. No? Can't have a tie. All right. Well, we're just one away from waltzing into the semifinals. Batsman is playing outside the off stump, and there it goes. Well, one more needed for victory. It's now one. Scores are level now. That's it. So how do you have the target to win 124? I'm lost. Well, it's over, and we have to say congratulations. It ended with a boundary where Ricardo Powell would have whisked this one off the pads down to the boundary for 4. So another team has booked their way into the semifinals, and Merv Dillon would be one happy guy. He came to do his work today, and that he would have done. And all high fives is going up around the dugout for the Indian Lions. So let's not forget that there's going to be a presentation just beneath us shortly. And then the last game will be coming up for the evening. And we know we have our scores and we have things on par here where... Do we have things in order for the next team? Well, let's turn it back to Master Control.
I know I have to give thanks to the Father, cause he take me higher. I don't need no reminder, cause I know. So you don't have to tell me, and I know. I turn it, one shot and
Shah will bring them.
वो टीम का है क्या टीम चल सारी है ना बोले सब फाइट किया मैं कह रहा यंग टीम जो आई है सब
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, Farhan is the Karate is the Pakistan expert.
Oh, okay.
So आपकी मैं
पिक्चर हाँ फोटो ले लेते हैं बल्कि एक काम करो उसको ऑफिशियली उस पे ले लेना बोला चलें यहीं से वो तो बिजी होगा ये ले